Halo, halo, pagi-pagi. Welcome, welcome. Hari ini VCT Kickoff Amerika cuman satu doang ya, tapi hari ini ya gamenya ya. Halo, halo, pagi. G2 versus Crew satu doang nih guys. Jadi aman lah ya. Habis itu bisa istirahat gua sebelum Pasifik. Halo, halo. Nah, katanya nggak bakal WP Amerika hari ini. Ya, nanggung lah ya, satu aja aman. Tadi gue juga udah istirahat kok. Pagi, Unomali. Tadi udah itu sih, udah veto map sih ini. Jadi tinggal opening aja. Dia beda ininya, apa sih urutannya beda gitu. Kalau di Pasifik kan dia kayak walk in dulu kan, masuk ke stage dulu, terus veto map. Ini veto map dulu, baru opening, gambar video per timnya, baru dia walk in kayaknya ke stage. Jadi beda urutan gitu loh. Pagi Onyet. By the way, kemarin siapa yang bilang Twitch premium cuma 33.000? Tadi gua cek 190.000 per bulan anjir. Sampai 200 bahkan. Kata siapa kemarin 33.000 anjir? 100 hampir 200 per bulan, gila. Udahlah, beriklan aja guys, gak apa-apa dah. Eprex nasibnya enak banget ya. Ya mereka kan udah grinding dari tahun lalu basically, makanya dapat privilege. Mereka kan Pacific Pride anjir. Nah, gue liatin deh gambarnya, mumpung mereka lagi walk out. Padahal gue nyantai aja ya. Gue berharap gue tidak teriak-teriak ini. Menyimpan suara untuk Paper X nanti. Ini sih kalau gue ditanya dukung siapa, gue tetap ini ya, G2 ya. I mean The Guard man. Mereka roster The Guard tambah live lagi. Oke lah. Anjir, ada itunya anjir. Di bawahnya ada spot buat berdiri anjir. Biasanya tuh dikasih itu, kalau shooting tuh dikasih plaster di bawahnya tuh, biar tahu di mana posisi berdirinya itu. Mentang-mentang ada LED di bawahnya anjir. Eprex jam berapa? Coba jadwal WP, tanda seru jadwal WP. Oh, ini Davis ini ya. Rip nih. Pemainnya kru yang kemarin seingat gue ini. Rest in peace. Santiago Ruiz. Tahun kemarin itu meninggoy. Pagi teman-teman admin Kai. Kenapa seakan-akan banyak tuh? Teman-teman gua tuh. Bilang gak mau WP Kai. Ya, bangun Jadi sekalian aja. Tahun kemarin tuh banyak tahu yang meninggal. Ada Twiston juga dari Vitality kan, sampai Vitality-nya akhirnya memutuskan untuk gak ikut LCQ akhirnya karena mereka sedang masih berduka gitu soal Twiston. Terus Gizem ada juga yang pro player cewek. Banyak anjir tahun kemarin. So sad. Kalau yang Gizem tuh karena ini yang yang di Turki kemarin kalau nggak salah, yang gempa bumi itu. Gila, menyedihkan aja tahun kemarin sebenarnya buat player-player. Mau tau gak ya bikin lebih menjadikannya lagi tuh apa? Karena umurnya masih muda-muda anjir. Itu yang bikin jadi kepikiran anjir. Anjir, masih muda padahal anjir. Hubungannya sama main depan monitor anjir. Pagi bang, pagi Andrian, welcome. Terus sih season kemarin sih ini ya bapuk di apa regular seasonnya bapuk banget sih. Tapi mereka baru nyala di LCQ tiba-tiba mereka menang semua anjir. Jadi kayak ada the duality tahun kemarin. Jadi kita lihat aja nih, apakah tahun ini mereka mau mulai dengan gemilang. Tapi musuhnya G2, The Guard, yang memenangkan The Ascension. Kita lihat. Arena Amerika sama Apak bagus mana kayak bagus-bagus aja dua-duanya, cuma beda vibe aja emang bedanya. Bagus-bagus aja dua-duanya sih. Itu baru masuk franchise baru yang menang Ascension. Kebetulan kemarin namanya The Guard, tapi akhirnya karena The Guardnya nggak berhasil memenuhi persyaratan, akhirnya diambil sama G2. Untung diambil dan Riotnya memperbolehkan. Kayak jadi mending YouTube Premium ya. Ya kalau masalah harga ya. Tapi kan gue nontonnya juga di Twitch pada akhirnya biar cepet, soalnya biar gak kena spoiler. Ini masih agent pick nih, sabar. The Guard nih yang logonya warna ungu. Bajunya kebanyakan warna ungu. Logonya kan hitam putih ya hitungannya ya. Ada ungunya dikit doang tuh. Tapi asosiasi warnanya emang ungu sih kebanyakan. Roster Giant ke G2 kah? Enggak. G2 nih ambilannya The Guard plus ini minus saya player plus bukan saya player. Tex, kalau nggak salah kemarin Tex. Texnya masuk Leviathan, terus digantiin sama Levnya C9. Cloud9 masuknya ke ini, ke G2 ini. Tidur cukup min kayak sebenarnya enggak. Tapi entah kenapa gue nggak bisa tidur kemarin. Ya udahlah ya, makanya ya udahlah sambil nonton. Gak tau lagi banyak pikiran gue kayaknya. Ini map apa sih? Gue bahkan lupa udah mapnya apa. Lu speknya apa? Coba dilihat di deskripsi kan ada laptopnya. Terus lu Google aja. Gue kagak seberapa tahu speknya juga. Gaptek gue tuh tahu belinya doang. Direkomendasiin temen, ini bagus nih. Kayak dukung mana? Gue sih lebih dukung G2 ya. Mungkin karena gue lebih sering G2 ngelihat pemain The Guard soalnya daripada kru. Apalagi kan G2 cuman ganti satu player hitungannya. Core-nya tetap The Guard 4 biji. Sedangkan kru gue kurang tahu track record-nya sekarang gimana. Topeng G2 keren, boleh. Kan dia lambangnya kayak samurai gitu ya. Belum turu anjir, lu ngapain aja Mons? Jam segini belum turu. Oh, Icebox. Anjir. Pakai Brimstone di Icebox anjir. Tapi ada Viper-nya juga sih. Molly towards the side, contact plays walking into it. Net's going to be the first one to take the contact. Not quite. It's all Leaf in the feed. Langsung baru mulai sudah langsung berdarah. B-mainnya, below B itu bahkan. Udah berdarah coy. Tinggal satu. Biasa kayak tugas yang numpuk padahal baru awal semester. Ya, good luck lah. Shy doesn't want to give away his position just yet. Thought he might be able to get a sneaky one on Leaf, but he's got one hell of a task here in a 1v3. A little bit too much to do. Map yang nggak disukai. Gue tuh nggak pernah nyalahin map soalnya. Jadi kayak ditanyain orang, lu benci map apa? Nggak ada. Bingung gue jawabnya. Lagi main pagi kayak Kalian ya. Kali. Udah dapat info yang nggak majuin.
If there were any doubts that Leaf is going to continue performing on G2, I think we can. Well, we'll have to wait until the end of the match for sure, but at least in the pistol, it's.
Ini cuma gue doang ya WP di Indo ya.
He just got gifted two right at the start there. Great position.
Prof kagak ini ya, kagak WP juga kayaknya. Ya kayaknya hari ini bertugas deh kayaknya mungkin ya. Gara-gara itu.
I think the second best performing player of the regular season in Americas last year to this G2 team should be spectacular. As the desk was saying, we've seen
dia nge-cash ya hari ini. Oke.
Actually working how you would expect them to on paper. And if anyone knows how to defy expectations, it would be Crew.
Baru mulai aman. Baru itu lihat tuh skor baru berapa tuh.
Hoping for a couple of kills here from Crew. That's a pop flash play inside their own smoke. As it goes down though, in the midst of all of that.
Stacknya bener ini berarti si krunya aja. Ini kalau lu kalah pistol biasanya kayak gitu tuh guys. Langsung stacking satu side buat bikin kaget. Langsung berlima gitu. Gambling. Terus kalau biasanya salah gamblingnya, lu mati sama spike aja biasanya gitu. Broadcast match 1. Nge-catch sih itu dong. Apa nge-catch Pepper X dong dia dapat. Match TRS itu. TRS buat kita ya, buat orang Indonesia tuh. Gila. Zona api quadra kill bra. Masih solid G2 coy, masih solid.
A role that you would normally associate with Trent though. You know, very happy to rotate around the initiators. But did you see the brim smoke towards the back? Yeah. Allowing them.
Jangan lupa di like, iya guys, jangan lupa di like ya guys ya, dibantu biar FYP pagi kita. Morning FYP.
They're also throwing. You can see that there from Trent on the minimap. The brim smoke actually allows you to clear.
Jarang lihat tim kru. Soalnya season kemarin emang burik sih pas regional seasonnya. Walaupun di LCQ berjaya, tapi sayangnya di Champions-nya pun nggak lama mereka. Jadi ya gimana ya, bingung juga mau nilai kru gimana ya. Oke, halo Adiswan, welcome. Kenapa nangis gitu Anda? Lu yang bilang kemarin ya 33.000 ya Twitch Premium ya? Tadi aku cek hampir 200 anjir. Jauh tuh 33 sampai 200 tuh by the way. Malam gue mimpiin lu. Wajar nggak? Enggak sih. Lu mimpiin karakter 2D. Karakter bertanduk satu ini.
And look how they're using the brim smoke again. Valen put a brim smoke over towards orange.
Lazam konten kreator doang. Sekarang tinggal udah nggak main lagi dia. Lu mau jadi streamer premium terus? Enggak, biar nggak ada ads-nya doang. Biar nonton gak ada ads-nya. Atau adanya yang itu, gue liatnya adanya yang itu, yang patch turbo itu doang. Yang ad free gitu tulisannya. Gue bisa aja kayak apa sih langganan buat 1 bulan gitu, misalnya pas lagi ada pertandingan, lagi WP gitu. Jadi nggak usah subscribe terus-terusan. Oke, ini emang round wajib menangnya kru. Kalau sub channel juga nggak ada ads-nya sih. Anjir, banyak banget masalahnya channel Twitch-nya anjir. Ini aja kan di VCT Amerika. Nanti kalau main di Pasifik, VCT Pasifik. Banyak banget yang harus di-subscribe kalau kayak gitu. Walaupun lebih murah ya hitungannya. Banyak banget hitungannya tetap. 200.000 boncos juga lumayan. Belum lagi kalau FUP butuh ditambah-tambah ya, FUP kita. Kan di sini krisis FUP ya.
On top of boiler, threatening like you could go for some kind of push. Shy has an alarm.
Kemarin ada yang ini yang bahas
Crazy worried,
apa
but double
tempatnya
boom
Last naro ini turret di icebox anjir.
And that's pulled through
Yang di sini.
players.
Kalian lihat ini gua, yang di sini nih.
The one that would
Yang dia
usually
naro
be there.
turretnya
You
di
can see how the brim is
dekat
going
base itu.
to
Biar ngeliat
open
ini
up
window
the
ini
edges
anjir,
of the map
window
for
di
G2
top
to
anjir.
work. 'Cause it creates some
Jadi orang tuh
threat in the
kelihatan
middle.
itu yang
By
lewat.
obscuring these sightlines, the G2 should be able to walk in easier to A and B.
Spectre winning it out.
Orang yang masuk top kelihatan, orang yang terbang di atas top juga kelihatan. Kayak Omen, Jet gitu kelihatan tuh.
There's a dart and a flash combo, but as well just doesn't really connect in time. So Kesnick gets brought down, removed. Away from that one, the first step potentially there for them. But okay, return the fire. There's a bit of a gap there in the smoke. That's what Klaus was using.
Gua kira kemarin lu cuma satu channel yang di Pasifik doang, Kai. Nah, masalahnya kan gua nonton yang Amerika juga nih. Oh, maksudnya yang 33.000 tuh kalau per channel gitu subscribe-nya. Oke.
But now he's left in the 1v3.
Emang harusnya kayak gitu sih pada akhirnya. Soalnya kan kalau yang turbo yang 200 itu kayaknya buat yang streamernya juga ya. Terlalu banyak ini apa feature-nya jadinya. Pas smoke-nya kurang dikit tuh.
They wanted to contest yellow, but they were so far away that in running up to try and play off the back of that flash recon, Kesnet ended up overextending himself a little bit and giving his life away.
So, kemarin pas lagi nonton TS Talon tidak sefokus nonton kenapa 2G aja G2 kebalik. Emang sekarang fokus. Emang sekarang fokus. Wow. Saving sih, crew saving harusnya confirm 1-4 ini. Punya capek admin satu ini. Ya namanya juga kerja. Kerja tidak capek itu gimana? Kayak seakan-akan lu fitness tapi nggak keluar keringat. Anjir. Analogi apa ini?
Two more players here, but with the weaponry, maybe they'll make short work of it. Yeah, moving forward, Klaus. And MTA don't really stand a chance there, hopping across the ropes.
Oh, they're just so speedy, zipping along the ropes, firing at them with a vandal.
Ada absen pakai lag ya? Pakai lag.
Thinking about pushing out B, saw the alarm bot. Net was in spawn the entire time, making sure that couldn't even be a threat. And Mel's has just had the worst time of things here. But such
Lawan juga dia ini.
On Icebox, I can tell you it is sometimes.
Just play and retake. When the A hits come in, your team don't stop them. You're like, oh god.
Iya.
Good shot.
Tapi masih bisa beli sih, ekonominya G2 udah lumayan.
And that could be a big difference maker if he can get one more.
Bisa dibeliin.
Build it up.
One headshot would do it for Lee for any distance.
That's all he needs. Players though pushing up on top of him.
Bacanya left apa lift sih? Kadang-kadang tuh bahasa Inggris tuh ya, cara bacanya tuh ngeselin tau.
Rotating around their defensive setups, but it's quite hard to play for an orb, to be honest. I mean, green is more difficult to hold.
Tapi harusnya lift sih. Harusnya benar tadi lift dia ngomong. Left tuh kalau left itu kalau kiri. Tapi lift juga dekat dengan kata-kata lift keluar.
An ult orb from Klaus or Melzer who are very close.
Ngeselin emang pronunciation-nya Inggris.
Prioritizing that orb, the smoke towards mid, as Kesnit's got an op online.
Exactly. The big boom gun. Down towards B.
Ya, Sunset di Pasifik belum banyak terlihat. Cuman RRQ doang tuh kemarin tuh. Itu pun karena map 3 ya.
Out through B. Seems unlikely though. It's just playing it safe, making sure that he can just.
Emang di Amerika lebih banyak kepake Sunsetnya.
Probably no action there.
And you heard it from Tex earlier on.
Okay, going for this.
Komit tuh antar Fury.
He committed to it. And then he got suppressed anyway.
Langsung kena suppress.
That's a win for Jonah P. I'd take that trade any day that we was the attacking team, especially with no dart.
No one was scaling with the Hunter's Fury either, but it made it feel like almost it was a push. Pulled out the ult ahead of time. Now 50 seconds left. The team can start to regroup. So G2 here over towards A, but again, it's a lot of players from crew ready to meet them. That's a great knife.
Yeah, crew got the right read for sure.
Util's just getting nothing done here.
Fuyu belum bangun. Dia juga kagak bakal nonton juga kok dia. Kan dia kerja hari ini. Kan hari Senin.
All goes down now. Still
Fuyu biasanya join kalau lagi libur aja, weekend gitu. Kalau ada hari besar gitu, pas gitu. Sunset map terkutuk yang main freak dia aja takut. Apa itu analisis dari GoPro kah?
That's another instance
Oh, analisisnya dari GoPro sih. Gimana ya?
I think a lot of it is just spamming based on where they expect him to be scaling. Take a look at in the replay here. Yeah, it's just into the smoke. It's not like Leaf gets seen.
I must have heard the updraft, I think.
Yeah, just predicting where his pathing is going to be.
Yeah.
And that is taking a lot of the edge out of
Punya
G2's
kata yang
round.
bahasa Inggris tahu, tapi bahasa Indonesianya kagak. Lah, ada sih, cuman biasanya kalau ditanyain gini lupa gue. Biasanya kalau nggak kepikiran, kalau lagi nggak dicari, kepikiran. Apa ya? Bahasa Inggris di Indonesia ya? Bukan nggak ada sih, mungkin lebih susah dijelasin kalau di Indonesia. Banyak sebenarnya, banyak. Kosakata kita tuh kurang banyak sebenarnya. Makanya kadang-kadang ada diganti pakai bahasa Inggris. Apa ya?
Rush into it, take some risks here, but he's lit up once more. Should be an easy kill, should be, but isn't.
Bener kan kalau ditanya malah bingung gue, malah kagak keluar di kepala gue anjir.
Open entry to Jonapi as well. These two players from G2 can now regroup and
Bracket
finally.
di Wikipedia nggak ada ya, kayak kemarin cek bracket di Wikipedia belum lengkap. Gimana tuh maksudnya Vihar?
It's 2 versus 2. Flash, that's a nice one. Just over the side of Jenny, but they haven't cleared this.
Kalau nggak lu lihat di ini aja, di Valorant kan ada Esports Hub sekarang. Di tab Esports Hub lu bisa lihat tuh jam-jamnya juga udah nyesuaiin sama jam Indonesia juga tuh. Di in-game lu bisa lihat jadwal pertandingannya. Semua region bahkan.
And the round is flipped on its head.
Pure individualism from the IGL.
And that's annoyed me that as well, because that's gonna count in the stats as a successful mid to A hit.
Ah, okay.
And those almost never work.
Why do you have personal stops in that failing?
I do.
Okay.
G2 playing another slow beginning to this round, anticipating some level of aggression from Kesnet.
Pikir-pikir malah kepikiran. Sumpah gue bahkan sekarang masih pikir sebenarnya.
A different brimstone smoke position.
Makin kesini tapi udah mulai kayaknya bodo amat lah ya.
But I think the goal there is just to try to pull players away. They're hoping Kesnet is not on this angle.
Jangan jualan-jualan Vihar.
Valence having a monster.
Di Senpai kami tidak mengencourage orang jualan akun.
Massive win condition for you when you're playing against this crew team.
Jangan di sini jualan.
Molly, perfect placement as well. Forces TA towards the back side of the site, and again it's that from smoke flash through it. 2 kills for him. Gonna try and find a third. Why not? The orbital strike was just a little bit ajar there. 2 players suppressing over the last 2 are.
Nah, mungkin emang beda dari kreator lain.
We really expecting Valen to try and do it again. I don't think it's like.
Kita cukup strict masalah itu.
Surely not.
Contacting.
Apalagi joki-jokian.
Only real chance here. Okay.
Surely not.
There's one, but it's dealt with. The deep position of net. Jump spot as well. Good discipline.
Brim Icebox. Ya, kalau Brimnya kayak gini, lu mau ngomong apa? Waduh, dikit lagi ace anjir. Lu pertanyakan Brimnya itu hampir ace dia. So close. Balik lagi nih kata-kata gue.
Crew fans getting behind them. But that is now 2
Kalau Valen yang make ya udah lah ya.
Should have just easily dealt with what G2 were doing. One slipped away, the other way too close. MTA though, these flashes have been excellent.
Ente banget Valennya sih.
Tier 2 player.
Apa first bulletnya sayangnya nggak kena kepala langsung.
Having his place on the roster as the flex player and looking immediately.
Pagi Hitokang.
Like he's got some great ideas, good timing.
Oh bukan Hitokang. Pagi Farhan.
The firepower's there.
Kalau X gue hapus chat tadi. Ih parah. Ngapus jejak.
And the brim smokes were pulling a lot of people towards the middle lane at the start of this. Now, not so much.
Asik bisa bahasa katana. Katana. Katana sama pedang anjir.
So there is now a possibility that you can follow those brim smokes a little more
actually
and
follow up
use
on it.
them to look through.
Bahasa pedang tuh piye?
We'll see how G2 decide to fight for this. One of the other things that crew are going to have to be thinking about as well is that the Viper wall going up, brim smokes
Swing.
behind. When the Viper drops the wall, when Trent drops that wall, suddenly everyone from G2 is fighting on site. So that makes it really difficult to hard anchor. NTA did a great job of stopping.
Lebih kayak sound effect ya daripada bahasa ya. Lebih ke sound effect.
Still money enough to buy here, especially Kesnet.
Tadi belum ada timeout apa ya?
Online. Don't think another round would be
Masih
good.
belum yang kayak tertinggal jauh juga sih.
Knife
Jadi
was
ya.
dodged. Here's the turret. Dash is there. There's those changes. Catch on to him, but he heard all the
Katana jadi nggak Demon Slayer. Kalau di Demon Slayer kan katananya sebutannya kalau nggak salah Nichiren ya, Nichiren kalau nggak salah.
Slow from G2. The first 20 seconds burnt off, but dodged that threat from Kesnet and now trying to drone to push him away.
Did they see the jump spot? At least they should have caught.
Do you really want to go into Kesnet here?
Yeah, it seems like a fool's errand. We know what this guy is capable of.
There are now 4 crew players.
Gini nih. Kenapa RC jadi lemari sekarang? Gak lemari sih. Apa sih ini namanya kayak gini-gini? Ranjang. Katana banyak jenisnya. Ada kayak Odachi.
And here comes that mid lurk.
Terus apa ya? Kalau yang kecil tuh apa sih namanya? Okizazi. Azi? Okizazi. Kalau bagi-bagi membership itu masuk ke revenue nggak masuk, dia dihitungnya kayak AdSense gitu kalau membership. Kita loh kebanyakan AdSense tuh bisa kita tarik karena membership anyway sih kalau di Senpai. AdSense kita kan kecil ya dari video kita video pendek kecil AdSense. Video panjang kita kan nggak banyak. Anjay, shy, ace. First ace for today.
He shut down that lurk play on the B split without even an effort.
Really good awareness.
Take a look at this on the replay. Just boom. He actually
Boom,
headshot
boom.
through Trent's
Cipi-cipi
body there.
capek-capekan.
And then cleans everybody else up towards the end.
Wih, morning person anjay, si paling morning person.
Hashtag unlock your ace on socials. Learn your chance.
And now crew have broken the G2 economy. So G2's plans
I buy power dari sana kan, emang.
have not worked. Look at how many players on crew there are.
Already meeting them.
4 stacked up on
All
defense.
pops off here, taking away everything.
Gila dijemput bola coy. Tinggal net sendirian tiba-tiba.
Kills on the top of Bell, 5 HP to net. Can he really seem to do a little bit more?
Dijemput bolanya.
That's explosive. What a beginning.
And crew
Wah, sengit gini, coy.
deal with G2, which is don't bother about spreading out around the map. Actually, just stack 4 players.
Langsung di-push.
And
Si line up apa tuh?
Because they're heavily defaulting
Dia naruh di mana itu?
themselves towards one side of the map or the other.
Itu line up gua kalau pakai shock kalau pakai recon bolt Yosova di situ tuh.
Crew are making the right reads, like you're saying.
Jalan masuk B deh kayaknya.
These stacks of
Dia ada
players
Pascalis lagi.
paying off for them. Right back into it.
Kalian tahu nggak Pascalis? Pemainnya Mabuhay.
Gonna be anchoring as Mel's
ARF. Di tengah tadi tuh Pascalis tuh.
G2 again though, all 5 players in one side of the map.
Kesnet is pushing.
And crew are going to be
Kesnet is
so fast to rotate.
Again, Kesnet with the disrespect. This man does not care. He's going to be giving all this information the entire time, coming to his teams like, guys, it's going to be A. Start stacking over towards it. Now the lockdown makes it really obvious.
I
Oh,
thought
itu
Shine might have gone for the
line
counter.
up buat ini,
Wasn't
Cok.
good enough.
Nanosomnya tuh lihat nanosomnya ada di tempat ini default plan. Default plan B.
It's going to be difficult to get through, but now, yeah, lockdown. Used, push them out of the pit most likely.
Sebastian Pardai deh, kenapa jadi Pardai deh ya?
Keep it alive, I think.
Potentially, or what a strike. Where's this punish us onto the lockdown? Yeah, destroys it out, so they can still play up close and personal.
Waduh, bisa gitu, Bray. Kakinya kelihatan ya?
Trent. With him still alive, the pit's still up.
Wih, ada gila-gilanya maksudnya. Thread demi thread. Wah, Vipernya hilang dong. Wah, tidak expect ada orang yang di atas.
Right answers, the right pace, and they've taken the lead in the map.
What a response from crew. They've really
Krunya
figured out
panas
how
kah
to deal
sudah?
with what G2 are throwing at them quickly.
Bro, rasanya lomba kan. Jujur aja gue lupa sih rosternya Crew yang kemarin. Tapi seinget gue yang pasti ada tuh Kesnet Dos, Melser, seinget gue Emang dari kru dulu deh, sejak kemarin-kemarin. Lo lupa kru siapa aja ganti-gantiannya.
MTA's got so much confidence for a new player on stage. They're looking
Ya berapa aja, semuanya 3 kok.
The trades are instantaneous as well.
Yeah.
They're not letting anything get slipped by. Good stuff. Last round now for them. Updraft, dash on top of the tube here. And remove that turret, move the dart. He's got a hell of a job to do here, and a drone in his face on top of it. What options are available to him?
Itu harusnya pertahanin Shazam. Gak harus sih, harusnya menurut gue ya.
Yes. Oh, Kesnet again.
Udah wash gak sih? I'm sorry Shazam fans, but I think he's already washed, no?
And then trying to sneak contact their way into A. There was a shot there from Valen though. He's just given away that at least somebody's towards A. So they might be able to get a plant down here without getting too heavily pressured.
Elves are still with the mollies, but not enough to deny the plant. Alan's doing this in an unconventional location. It's going to force G2, I think, to be a little bit up close here.
Valen himself doesn't have the Brimstone Molly to play post plant, so he can play aggressive on site. Nets already placed those down. They have double shock.
Harus dapat Valen nih.
One snake by now.
Gonna have to with this one here is the take crew moving
Oke,
forward.
dapat satu, ya langsung di trade. Ada gila-gilanya itu. 2v1 tapi low semua dari G2-nya. Posisi 1 udah ketahuan mati. Gak ada waktu harusnya. Gak ada waktu.
Unlucky for Klaus, but a really nice attempt.
6-6 coy, 6-6.
Just a little too slow. And G2 in round 12.
Granat KO-nya di TB anjir.
At the 11th hour.
Sakit loh granat KO.
And take enough time off before crew swarmed to meet them. That was a very competitive half from both teams. Super back and forth. But that's how every crew map was during the regular season last year.
It always felt competitive. Every single time. Vansillia is actually standing by with G2 Shazam for a nice little interview.
6-6, iya 6-6 halfnya. Ada Shazam beneran anjir. Nih bocil Shazam nih.
Welcome to the show. You had a chance to do a meet and greet today outside the Riot Games Arena. I just wanted to tell us about the experience so far.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was my first time at the arena actually, so it was pretty chill to meet all the fans. We gave out some cookies. Had a good time.
They're actually pretty funny cookies, though. That said, Net had an interview before going to this game that they had really what it takes
Kasih unjuk Shazam beneran.
for the kickoff. You had a chance to play against him during the challenger scene, and what do you think is the biggest strength that G2 currently has here with this roster?
Yeah, I don't think he's wrong. They're one of the longest standing cores in the scene right now, and I think that built like a lot of chemistry for them. No matter the situational, it feels like they take their time, they're patient, and they know how to work together and come out of a round.
Gue lebih fokus sama orang ini nih.
Speaking of chemistry,
Gue lebih fokus sama orang ini, kenapa ya?
Yesterday, I wanted to know. I'm pretty sure you watched the games because everyone else probably watched it, right? So, tell me about what you thought about the Cloud games. Loud and Sentinels, pretty much.
Goyang-goyang dari itu orang tuh.
They're very exciting. Loud is always like a really fun team to watch. Ascent might have gotten a little stale with some of the comps, so it was exciting to watch. Something creative and new. And I enjoyed them very much.
All right, now is G2 looking so far in this icebox? I mean, you finished the half at 6-6. Do you think they have what it takes to close the series?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to be biased, but yeah, I have faith in the guys. They'll 2-0 this.
Awesome.
Well, of course, dia pemain G2, pastilah. Kalau ditanyain lu dukung siapa, udah pasti lah.
We're getting into the second half, surely, but yes, super
competitive. Tadi siang, iya makanya gue sebisa mungkin nyimpan suara ini. Makanya gue sebisa mungkin gak teriak-teriak. Ngobrol santai aja. Halo sahabat, jangan lupa di like dulu ya yang belum ya. Oh nih, Pascalis kru Esports. Kru Pascalis aja.
Come online. Half of that because I think crew have just got really good anticipation of how he was playing on the attack side.
Ada rencana nomor M ya? Gak tau gua. Kayaknya enggak sih M ya. Kayaknya ya. Nanti lihat dulu. Ini aja gua bilang tadi kagak nobar, ujung-ujungnya nobar. Jadi lihat dulu nanti, lihat sikon. Lihat energi. Lihat kondisi.
How crew got that success at LCQ. It was by playing very disciplined 1-3-1 defaults, where the two players on the outside of the map would never make a mistake. Super disciplined.
Feeling like he had to
dapat tag.
overstay as well.
Kesnetnya nggak punya healer.
He's in out towards yellow now, clearing out for the rest of his
Tapi ini nggak pakai gecko ya mereka ya. Setelah gue pikir-pikir, nggak pakai gecko, nggak pakai sage mainnya. Ya kan sekarang banyak tim yang pakai gecko juga ya di sini.
No noise being made. Look at it creeping up. They're going to pop flash through potentially with a knife. No, a tap. Seeking some sort of response here. Trying to meet them with just pure raw magic.
Iya, kaget ada 2 orang tiba-tiba di snowman. Langsung, Valennya lagi on fire, coy.
Great cleanup from G2. Crew had a
Brimstone
great idea there as
top
well, though.
break gak tuh?
The plant, and we're trying to bait G2 into peeking so that they could punish them. At the same time, though, when that dissolved, NTA just a bit too aggressive, pushing on his own.
Kayaknya pas ada yang jam 8 malam. Iya, tapi kan itu habis Pasifik ya. Iya, kalau gua nggak capek. Gua aja kemarin habis Pasifik langsung tidur anjir, kagak kuat anjir.
G2 take the lead back. Valen's gonna farm his ult orb inside the smoke. Not that the smoke is gonna stop a shock molly combo, but it will stop somebody trying to get eyes on him. Look at where Net has put down his nano swarms. So he's got 1 to try to deny the plant.
Pasifik bisa lebih dari jam 8 kalau take pause. Kemarin normal aja hampir jam 8 kan selesainya kalau nggak salah kemarin. Apa jam 8 gitu? 3 match.
Blocking up that choke point into Snowman.
Anjir nih orang masih ada DFM number 1. Kagak ganti nama lagi lu. Niat banget udah ganti nama, ganti profile picture anjir.
Though he may use it in a retake. Slow beginnings here for Crew.
Really slow.
3 match tapi normalnya 2 match. Ya kalau 3 match. Analisis, gue bukan analis. Gue di sini nemenin Anda nobar, bukan untuk nganalis, coy. Analis mah kerjanya Pros Misty ya. Anjir, udah semok anjir. Pagi ini selesai berapa match kayak? 1 match doang hari ini. Itu lawan Crew doang. Jadi tinggal pilihannya berapa map. Pertanyaannya.
They're happy to let the spike plant go down, and in fact, the only thing they care about is stopping Crew from pushing into Snowman.
Ads-nya ganggu ya, gua kaget, gua kira Ads-nya iya. Belum mau keluar duit untuk itu. Belum masuk budget Nanti saya beli nggak reimburse.
Seems like a sensible plan. Now Crew have an idea.
Kemarin DFM lawan Direct menang siapa? Itu pertanyaan. Anda yakin pertanyaan itu?
G2 with 3 bulldogs.
Kenapa Bang Kai belum mikir? Paling nanti mikirnya.
Actually, all 3 of those bulldogs are over towards A. So,
deep push again from Leaf all the way into Ness. He's removed the turret early, which Crew was holding for. Shy was sending the sights over towards B.
Mending daripada ads YouTube. Iya, kalau YouTube langsung 1 full. Ini layar, 1 layar.
Thinking there could be some kind of aggressive play.
The range on these brim smokes. I mean, Valen is just somehow able to get it off.
Ya tuh biasanya kalau yang kayak gini-gini nih, ads-nya tuh baru keluar setelah pertandingan. Pas lagi nunggu gitu, misalnya kayak Pacific itu kan tadi ada Crunchyroll banyak banget tuh ads-nya. Dikondisikan jadinya kalau lagi nonton kayak gini biar nggak ganggu pas in game-nya di tengah jalan game gitu. Jadi ads-nya cuma yang di bawah tadi itu aja.
And like I said, G2, as long as they hold on to Snowman, they're going to be confident in their retake strategy. Once the orb goes down, then Crew can attempt the plant, and you see Melzer go for it.
Time. 35 seconds, nothing to push it back.
Ya. Kok bisa gitu Valennya? Valen.
And Crew have now got to think about how they're going to fight this, because they're very likely just going to get ulted off.
Oh gila. Gobok-gobok anjir. Dan ini background-nya Crew anjir. Bonus cair kah? Bonus cair nih tampaknya. Anjir beneran Cok, bonus cair Cok. Bonus cair langsung sapping mereka anjir.
Crew always allowed to get it down, but then G2 coming forwards, assuming the Crew are backing off, they have one ways in your face, they have an ult in your face, they've got recons coming in. And the
Dream Impact juga ya. Ya pokoknya kalau apa pick-pickan turnamen gini ya, ya mereka udah ngerencanain sesuatu lah dengan pick-pickannya. Jadi lu pikir kok aneh ya pakai agent ini? Ya, they cooking something lah. Jadi masalah pick agent itu mah tergantung dari strategi timnya sendiri ya. Mau main dengan cara apa gitu. Apakah eksploitasi wingman bekerja terus kan, kasihan. Kan kemarin di Xbox gitu ya. Kerja banget tuh wingman. Banyak wingman bertebaran bekerja anjir kemarin. Waduh.
Disengaged for now, but a great opener. Maybe Crew can work off it.
And a pretty great read as well by Crew, calling for the reinforcements very early on there so that they were ready to back up Shy.
Brave from Leaf in this position here. He doesn't have a dash, just spots the jiggle. Awareness from MTA.
Oh, mati dong nih orang. Mati dong. Kepik 3 orang coy. Terlalu overpick itu namanya itu udah. Gak kucolik lagi. Langsung ke B. Langsung freebie aja. Ngabarin ya lu datang sendiri lah jam 1 anjir. Lu ngabarin gimana?
Trent in an utterly unwinnable spot.
There's one from that. Nicely done.
Great round from Crew.
Iya loh, info-nya udah masuk, B-nya clear gitu kok. Orangnya di A semua daripada mereka. Itu kan disiplin aja. Disiplin aja walaupun musuhnya tinggal 2 nih misalnya nih. Tahu nih posisinya outnumber nih musuhnya. Tetap di respect man. Apapun bisa terjadi man. Respect your enemy.
Coming into this opening game because, you know, yeah, their games were close, but they still went 0-9 throughout the regular season.
Yeah.
And their off-season performance wasn't amazing either. So I was thinking, is LCQ just a flash in the pan? It's really difficult.
Crew yang ini, yang ambil time warp.
So far, they are playing very competitively against G2.
Yeah, Messi sign's gonna go amiss, I think, with the American audience, but I respect the attempt. But yeah, you're right, Josh. I mean, a flash in a pan indeed.
Oh, well, I
maybe
think
evidence for it, right? That is the question for Crew. But I think right now they're proving.
Minkai apakah tidak mengantuk? Minkai belum.
You think about it.
Kayaknya nanti pas Pasifik baru ngantuk. Gue sih udah siapin kopi sih. Untuk nanti Pasifik. Sebelum Pasifik juga mandi dulu biar seger.
Which would you respect more, the winner of LCQ or the winner of Ascension? The tier 2 teams are no joke. I think that's a real question.
Yeah, and I think
hari ini Pasifik 3 game lagi ya. Kayak kemarin ya. Walaupun sebenarnya sih, gue bakal all in-nya di match pertama sih, Paper X sih. Jadi game 2, game 3 gue diem aja udah capek kayaknya.
Only trailing by 2. Can they maybe even it up? Leaf with the operator. You're now on towards B.
Certainly could be a game changer.
Drone should spot this. Lee didn't even break the drone actually as well. Reposition still has a dash. Take this peak timing, but doesn't
ketahuan OP-nya. Apakah mereka mau tembusin? Oh, ditanam lagi jetnya kayak tadi mainnya. Tanam lagi nih. Sama kayak round tadi juga tuh jetnya. Tanam.
Most of the time when they take B control, they are now leaning A. And it looks like G2 have the read on this because Trent is
satu periode boleh. Parex mah boleh. Selama ada kata menangnya boleh.
Or is that just a default smoke?
Sangat itu ya, one-sided sekali di sini.
There are plenty of different one ways though that you can run.
Raja APAC baru saja
Anjay, Raja
memberikan 10.000. BFM nanti latih game. Kekuatan animenya belum dikeluarkan, harus menderita dulu.
Anjir. Dia masih ini loh, masih percaya sama DFM. Boleh lah, boleh. Kami mengayomi semua fans tim manapun ya di sini ya. Termasuk DFM. Termasuk DFM kami ayomi. Santai. Walaupun gua kadang-kadang sering bercandain, ingat itu konteksnya bercanda ya guys ya. Gue tetap respect kok.
A ton of success there by just relying on their fundamentals. Getting in, I mean the first step, they found a really good knife actually onto Trent and Jonah P, so no opportunity to use shock molly combos onto the planter. So that's a huge bonus right from the beginning. But then by triple facing onto Rafters,
Dikejar
they ensure that they
OP-nya nggak dikasih. Oh my god, OP-nya habis kayak ini.
Hunt begins.
Hampir.
Leaf really wants to hold on to this one. Longest spike explosion of all time. This man is sweating.
Gak dapet kayaknya. Gak dapet. Bener kan? Iya, dapet ternyata akhirnya. Cuman net doang yang berhasil.
Yeah, look at the economy. Not really too feasible.
Oh, Liv pindah sini. Iya ya, Liv dari Cloud9.
Somebody wanted to go without armor.
Gantiin teksnya ke Leviathan.
Take a look at this swing. It's a flash out from MTA, whose utility has been excellent.
Teks tuh ini di sini dia duelis, tapi di Leviathan dia sudah nggak duelis lagi, dia sudah ada aspas. Tidurnya enggak sih Hamu sebenarnya. Gue tidur gue hari ini juga belum nggak banyak sebenarnya. Nggak tahu nggak bisa tidur gue. Banyak pikiran coy kayaknya.
Shy is in spawn.
Yeah, in spawn.
He's in the curry spot.
Barely spots it out actually. I think he might have had his knife out in that instance, but he survives. Lambot broken. Job done.
That didn't really pressure Crew to accelerate onto A.
Itu yang kau kenal nggak main kayak gini dah. Itu Jitu kapan? Jitu kapan? Jangan-jangan pas zaman-zaman Kellogg's lagi.
Gonna be holding a dart for this potentially. Anna swarms, snake bites.
Ya nggak tahu mu, bingung gua.
Klaus, that's again trying to pull out extra pieces.
Langsung didinai.
Sort of connection to the usual spots as well. No,
kena nggak sih, ketek nggak sih? Oh nggak ketek.
Klaus, let's it rip. Again, no kills have really been found. It's a bit of a stalemate between both these teams. The smoke's faded away now. Gonna try and hold on to backside control, but that can be a tricky business plan for Melzer. Finally, will he get this one off all the way through G2?
Oke, Rangga, silakan bekerja, menimbun pundi-pundi uang. Pundi-pundi rupiah. Anjir, tiba-tiba rata. 99 coy, dikejar coy.
Excellent from Crew. They're playing off each other superbly and applying so much pressure onto G2 when they tried to come back into sight. You know, Crew were
Admin kayak sekolah, oke, selamat sekolah yang bersekolah. Silakan siap-siap.
This retake style working. Now, they're not falling back at all. They've got people pushed up towards dice. They've got people in top nest, ready, fighting.
Monggo Hamu. Tapi nanti jam 1 itu ya absen ya.
But G2 now need to prove that they can stop this A hit. They've got 4 players on the light eco stacked to try and showcase just that.
It's not stopping them from grabbing the orbs as well as a snake bite, dart, flash.
Kenapa Liv nggak ada G2-nya? Mungkin belum itu kali. Belum sempat ganti kali.
Only the one player found with that. Crew might be wading. It's a bit of a trap. Still some bites around a G2, even if they don't have the rifles.
Apakah Phantom Effect juga berlaku buat pro player bang? Ya pasti ada lah. Ada.
Every single round of Crew.
Most of the time, they've been rotating away. This time they hit.
Forwards though with the stinger. Leaf stairs
nice.
to the side.
Oh, ketret coy. Anjir stingernya sakti cok. Pro player ini cok stingernya cok.
Straight there with the res online.
Pelurunya homing balet anjir. Pro player kalau pakai ini. Stinger. Winnable. Banyakin main pisau. Pisau suppress. Ya, di clutch lagi sama Shy. Di clutch lagi loh.
That's the second time that Shy's managed to bail them out by winning a 1v1 when Crew were up massive numbers and then got a bit.
Padahal selalu so close gitu. Tadi Valdin juga kayak gitu. Valdin. Kenapa gue jadi ikutan Valdin juga? Gak ada baca chat anjing.
G2
Si Kalian tadi
still
juga gitu tuh,
can't
didinain sama si
prove
Shy.
to stop Crew just simply going A. I don't see any reason for Crew to change things up here. Keep hammering A and putting rounds on the board.
Ini buat VCT Master Madrid dia ya. Lewat sini dulu, kick off dulu. Wih.
Dash, trying to get himself out of there. Bullets rain and
Heran tajam-tajam bener. Ya, that's why they are pro player and we are not.
This is gonna be
Itulah
tough.
kenapa mereka pro player dan kita tidak.
No space on site.
Really no chance.
Lagi main kayak pagi Uti.
Lockdown. Leafy's just overstaying his welcome, hoping, praying for a kill here. He's gonna get detained.
Super Sai itu yang ini ya. Yang apa sih namanya tuh? Nama grupnya gue lupa lagi.
Only Selenium just ever so slightly.
Gua jujur aja udah capek dengerin lagu itu di mana-mana aja pas masanya.
Still with that player disadvantage.
Udah kenyang, anjir. Tiba-tiba 2 kepala G itu udah langsung hilang.
Right up top, collecting it, the deck
Oh iya ya,
collects
New Jeans,
himself.
lupa.
Pushing forward.
Udah kenyang gua gitu. Di mana-mana itu lagunya di spam anjir.
Ace once more.
I mean, he is gonna hunt. Trent doesn't have very much money. It's worth getting the weapon out of his hand, and Kesnit's got tons. This is the perfect situation to play.
EG gimana ada kok? Udah ada.
Trent.
Udang beruang itu pemainnya EG. Ada Superman, ada Jogimo.
Oh my.
Siapa lagi ya? Gue lupa sih.
He dodged and avoided
Sisa-sisanya.
it. But Trent just praying he can hold on to this. He hears the ropes as well. Players running straight into him. MTA. He's baiting it.
Dikasih AC.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Case-nya dari kru semua ya tadi ya. Dari tadi ya 2 kali udah.
We have to give away another one of those PCs. So fraudulent. No, that was a sick round from Kesnit, and it demonstrates the same thing again. Look at
Kalian tadi so close
Kesnit is
doang.
fighting to get those 2 on top of generator. They're not giving G2 any space to attempt a retake. In order to set up a retake, you need at least the little bit of map control to start moving forwards. And most teams on Icebox are just going to give you that. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to play for shots, we're going to play for mollies, that kind of thing. Let's back off and play towards belt. And instead, Crew are choking out.
Jangan kayak gini dicolong.
And they're also just going A every round.
Yeah. Icebox moment.
Yeah.
Go A every round.
Actually, Icebox. Icebox single piece of A4 paper scrapbook. Crew fan favorites here in the Riot Games Arena for what they did last year at LCQ.
Wants to play now for G2 to try and bounce back here because it's lead.
Stage-nya kalau lebih bagus.
Yeah, I mean,
Ya selera lah ya.
doing something like a triple push down.
Lagian ini mereka stage-nya di ini di Riot punya tempat Riot Studio hitungannya.
Something they could attempt. I think
Di
it's
Los
worth
Angeles.
trying that kind of thing on the eco, so that then you can just stack 4 players A on rifle rounds. But that's what they've been discussing during the timeout. To be honest, this one's a bit of a throwaway. And then G2 have to win 3 rounds straight to get it to overtime, assuming the Crew can convert here.
Balls in their court. At point, ready and waiting.
The big danger in this round is, of course, Leaf with his Blade Storm. But MTA can kind of just hold on to his knife and wait to use
Mau
it.
dimajuin lagi.
Shy hears it.
Dapat nih.
Turret active as well. Showing up
Yo, nggak jadi. Untung drone-nya dulu yang ditembak anjir.
Yeah, and didn't want to dash to try to collect the kill. Instantly, Shy calls for
Ini harus live yang gendong ini. Lagi
said it earlier, but
Iko.
the way Crew just worked the map, really making sure to get every single
Oh,
second out.
nice.
And MTA,
langsung dapat satu baru
That's
dibilang.
on top of generator, like the AWP angle. What a shot.
what the hell is that? Molly sent flying. Kesnit still here, lurking around.
Anjir tuh Molly dari mana anjing?
Meeting net only with the sheriff.
Lu lihat tuh Molly-nya di situ. Brimstone-nya di A.
Stuck in his position right now. I need some help from the rest of his team because there's just lurks over the top, updraft play. Kesnit baiting like it could be.
Waduh.
Trying to force him out wide into the open net, seeking to deny the plan from getting off here. But this is around us falling to pieces unless Leaf can do something about it.
Wah, delay-nya ngeri banget.
Into the your forwards. Shy. He's running away. Here's the noise cue. This is a really hard round. You even cleared this corner. Melzer wants to take a
Wah,
gets traded.
liftnya yang kena duluan, coy.
Picks up a rifle, orbital strike for Valen. He's still got one smoke. I think maybe there's a chance, but no, Kesnitz just want to fight some straight up. Okay, swinging wide. Yeah.
Ngeri. Iya lagi Iko sih.
Orders in the aim. I respect it.
That's a masterclass round called by Melzer as well. They insert Melzer up tube into kitchen at the very start. Kesnick continues to apply that lurk pressure with his aggression towards B. And even after they lose MTA to a great shot from Leaf, they've got...
Dan kenapa KO banyak dipakai di Senpai? Soalnya flashnya bagus buat
really showcasing how to play
apa sih namanya, nge-support teman. Flashnya, ultinya juga bagus, bikin musuh nggak bisa ngeluarin ability, jadi bisa nabrak side dengan lebih gampang. Apalagi kalau side sentinel gitu kan. Punya molly, lumayan lengkap lah dia, lumayan lengkap.
To deny Kesnick going for his lurks up towards B.
Hard to hold that angle with the op though. It's two positions.
Pet udah jarang, iya udah lebih jarang daripada yang pertama kali dia keluar sih. Pet masih dipakai sama DRX tadi kalau gua lihat di Lotus.
This looks like Ned is going to be asked some serious questions of him. Once this alarm bot gets broken, and they know it's here.
Trying to find it. Running straight through.
Lu lihat pemain-pemain KO ya, kalau di pertandingan pasti asisnya banyak semua. Kalau dia bener mainnya.
All the way through, Valen this time will contain, but Net, there's the questions asked of him. Melzer taking him out. It's even trades across the board. 3 versus 3.
Masih menunggu ISO sama Deadlock. Ini aja Gecko baru masuk anjir. Apalagi Deadlock sama ISO yang masih bingung tuh posisinya di pertandingan kayak gimana aja.
Leaf spotted way earlier, didn't get seen in mid. And Leaf's picked up a Vandal, exchanged it for the op.
This is it.
Kenapa Sage jarang dipakai? Udah apa ya, kitnya udah nggak penting itu kayaknya, kok apa lebih worth it pakai buat ability agent lain gitu slotnya.
Silently working your way all the way across.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Up close. Quarters, will the fight be
Iya. GG.
grand opening?
Iya. Padahal dia udah dapat posisinya, Bray. Berat punggung Valin. Lumayan. Kalau ISO tuh masalahnya menurut gue ya, salah satu-satunya masalah ISO cuma di ulti sih menurut gue. Oh, menurut gue. Soalnya kan ultinya kan 50-50 ya. Pakai iklan segala ini. Kayak main Genshin nggak dulu banget pas awal keluar main, cuman sekarang udah enggak. Sejak apa farming Primo terus gua gacha nggak dapat bintang 5 sama sekali, habis itu langsung gua uninstall. Tai. Babang Aguero tersenyum melihat anak-anaknya round 1. Jangan kan Aguero. Messi, bro. Ingat, Messi co-foundernya Crew sekarang. Lionel Messi, co-founder Crew Esports. VCT nggak dapat hadiah nonton. Nanti kayaknya pas Master. Tapi belum ada info hadiahnya apa. Messi masuk roster tapi ngapain aja? Dia mungkin pemenang Piala Dunia, tapi kalau di Valorant enggak sih. Udahlah, di bola aja lah, jangan dipakai Valorant lagi lah, guys. Biarkan Valorant apa? Jangan dia semua gitu. Lapangan kerja, bro. Kasian banget, udah dia pemain bola terbaik mau jadi pemain Valorant lagi. Koreksi yang ini men, iya ya. Lihat aja tanda seru jadwal WP tuh. Yang butuh info baca pincet. Nanti siang gue pengen ini kayaknya. Pengen nge-spill gambar-gambar gue yang dulu. Kan gue yang gambar kan di Senpai. Gue pengen nge-spill gambaran-gambaran gue yang dulu. Gue tuh pernah bikin ini, pernah bikin komik soalnya, pernah bikin komik strip gitu. Nanti gue kasih lihat. Tapi nanti pas itu ya, pas selesai Peprex aja kayaknya. Pas pergantian match gitu. Kan ada waktunya tuh. Lumayan lama tuh nungguinnya. Coba Min sekarang enggak, nanti tunggu rame aja pas siang-siang. Ini pagi-pagi gak mungkin serame siang nanti. Pagi-pagi mah orang lagi pada baru jalan kerja segala macam. Nanti kan kalau udah siang kan pada pulang sekolah kan. Habis Peprex mah jam 3 itu paling selesai. Jam 3-an lah, kecuali kalau 3 map bisa sampai jam 4 itu. Adakah gambar yang beda yang lu tunjukin tempo hari, kayak gambar yang mana ya tempo hari gue tunjukin? Emang ada? Perasaan gue doang apa gimana? RRQ doang tim yang ngasih perlawanan 3 game dari semua match Pacific Playoff. Ya emang itu sih, emang kemarin lumayan keras sih. Tapi kebetulan di Genji teksturnya ngeri banget anjir. Redemption arc-nya texture itu. Baru mau sekolah masih live. Gue baru live 1 jam kok. Kan kalau yang Amerika mulainya tuh jam 5 pagi. Dulu lu kan udah pernah menunjukin beberapa komik strip. Oh, ini beda lagi. Gua mau nunjukin beberapa. Razer return to GE ya, tapi kayaknya masih jadi 6 man deh. Masih belum dipakai kemarin. Maka monyet akan memasak, berharaplah seperti itu. Karena di GoPro kan tidak kelihatan memasak ya. Di bocah satu itu kan ngetro tuh kalau di GoPro. Semoga aja ngetronya di sana aja gitu. Coba jadwal WP dulu Tio. Anda seru jadwal WP. Jing masih jadi six man? Enggak. Jing bahkan nggak di Korea deh, seingat gua udah. Dia di Singapura aja WP dia. Kalau nggak jadi role play mainnya dia. Itu kemarin gara-gara technical pause kan keburu wamil dia anjir. Kemarin perasaanku aja Jemkin tuh telat panas sama Estrella kayak sering miss call. Mungkin karena emang itu ada dampak. Mungkin ya dampak gak main di off season gak sih? Mungkin ada itu gak sih ketika semua tim udah mulai pernah coba roster barunya. Ini benar-benar kayak debutnya mereka gitu loh. Jadi mungkin masih belum kebentuk sempurna gitu loh. Tapi gue harap sih mereka maksudnya performanya langsung naik dengan cepat sih. Karena RRQ di season kemarin kan juga gitu ya, slow start banget. Pas mulai akhir-akhir season sampai LCQ tuh jago anjir. Semoga aja lebih cepat dia startnya kali ini, mau manasnya nih mesin-mesinnya di tahun ini. Korea Rusia language barrier-nya lumayan. Itu pasti pakai bahasa Inggris lah mereka. Pakai bahasa Inggris dia. Lagian kan udah harusnya Banit, David sama Hagai harusnya udah terbiasa pakai bahasa Inggris sih. Udah dari tahun lalu soalnya. Satu-satunya yang kagak main di off season tim Pasifik cuma RRQ. Iya ya. Halo Bang, halo Ilman, welcome to the stream. Jangan lupa di like. DFM pun off season main-main di Jepang ada kan kalau nggak salah. Yang turnamen Jepang. Tapi itu pun kalau nggak salah belum ganti sih. Tapi DFM tuh kalau nggak salah kan dia ada roster change di akhir-akhir menuju Kickoff kalau seingat gua. Kan kemarin ada suggest kalau nggak salah diganti itu. Tim andalan lu siapa Bang? Paperex lah kalau gua. Udah dari tahun kemarin gua mah. Sampai bikin poster gitu seniat itu anjir. DFM lah, bebas. W Gimang. Tapi sih ini harusnya jadi debutnya Paperex yang full sama monyet ya. Soalnya kan kemarin kan masih kayak gabung-gabung sama Jing kan pas di AVL ya. Ini sudah nggak ada Jing nih, bener-bener monyet doang nih. Bener-bener 5-man roster. Kayak open komis gak? Buat apa dulu nih, Vihar? Tapi pas WP gini kayaknya gue gak ada waktu deh, Vihar. Kalau lagi WP kayak gini anjir. Gue aja tidur bangun WP. Tidur lagi bangun WP. Ini aja gue belum sempat bikin konten-konten lagi nih yang short nih. Hari ini libur untuknya Senin. Lo mau aktif komik lagi? Enggak aktif komik. Di Senpai kan gue gambar-gambar itu kan nggak sampai yang komik banget gitu loh, nggak ada panel-panelnya. Gue tuh kemarin tuh ini sih mau coba rutin 1 minggu sekali kalau yang post gambar gitu di Instagram gue. Tapi kayaknya nanti bakalan bolong deh ini yang tanggal 22 deh kayaknya. Soalnya kan gue mau pulang kampung juga. Pagi Firman, welcome. Bang, gimana melatih aim ke gold Bang? Ya main di the range saja. Biasain ngeker dulu sebelum nembak gitu. Ketenangan. Nanti makin lama makin cepet kok lu kalau udah terbiasa. Crosshair placement juga tuh penting. Crosshair placement tuh ya kalau menurut gue emang harus ini sih, harus dibarengin sama game sense sih. Soalnya kan hitungannya kan crosshair placement kalau di mata gue ya, itu kayak lu baca masa depan coy. Lu kayak dapat info, lu punya sense musuhnya di mana kira-kira. Ya crosshair placement lu kira-kira di situ. Di kepala kira-kira musuhnya keluar di mana. Jadi menurut gue sih barengan sih itu. Terlatihnya nanti. Bang, Paperex GG kapan? Nanti siang, Vistar. Masih lama. Terhat dulu nanti sebelum WP Paperex. Bang, kenapa bocil kelas 6 SD lebih jago daripada aku, Bang? Soalnya dia nothing tulus. Refleksnya masih kencang juga tuh kalau masih bocil-bocil aja tuh. Mereka kalau hospital flick, wah regenerasi tuh tangannya. Kita yang udah tua-tua, hospital flick, masuk rumah sakit beneran anjing. Mulainya kapan ini Bang? Sabar nih, lagi udah masuk ke game harusnya nih mereka nih. Tuh udah duduk tuh. Nih. Ini kayak rekomendasi headset terjangkau, jangan ke gua kagak tahu. Pergir-giran nih. Sunset ya by the way ya. Wih, chamber coy. Casnet dus. Chamber gaming. Wih. Ada babang chamber.
Just going in, baiting in util, being able to TP out, you have a lot of ability to kind of get onto that site and bait all that util without actually having
duelist.
to have a
Kayaknya iya.
raise or have some sort of crazy move.
And I mean, no
Duelistnya chamber kali.
Crew's rocking with. They're locking in the chamber.
Duelistnya chamber atau omen ini.
Good work for their style. They love these slow, defaulty attack styles where you give space for Kesnet to work a pick. I'm so excited to see what he can pull out on that chamber. But playing no raise can make it hard.
All right, well, let's see if G2 can pull out a win here in their America's debut and send it back over to your casters as Brendan Side.
Let's go. Caster sudah diberikan kepada caster.
In this series as well, Crew leading in one of the maps here, looking to take it all the way. It's their map pick on Sunset on top of.
Ya ada baju itu, ada baju logo VCT Amerika.
No, I don't think so.
Gue juga mau, walaupun kalau warna putih gue nggak mau ya. Baju gue tuh semuanya hitam aja.
No duelists. We haven't seen Sunset played in Americas at all so far, so this is going to be our first look at what the meta might be like in this region. Although I doubt most teams are going to be.
Selama dapat kontrol mid enak sih ini. Iya, kalau Sunset tuh kayak rada kayak Asen dikit gak sih? Midnya harus dikontrol aja.
Does seem super strong for heavy execs, but double controller is also pretty decent for trying to play a little slower.
Pagi Leo.
Towards Crew's style. Let's have a look then. Yeah. So they got a bit of a look Viper wall.
Tag yang gua tag kayak kalau mau apanya ini lu tag apa? Lu tag apa di mana?
Not slowing down at all.
Anjir tiba-tiba hilang satu udah. Jalannya kurang sopan tuh. Jalan begitu saja masuk. Penading tuh. Penading dia beli armor tapi. Langsung absen. Darahnya udah sekarat semua.
Yeah, that was a fast one. I mean, just from the very first pick, where I barely saw a crew member
AP ini.
And it got ripped off. That was an extremely simple dismantling. But I don't think
Aduh, gua lagi nonton gini, lu malah ngasih gua video gimana sih?
Quick responses to B splits.
Eric, welcome back to the membership. Thank you udah join member lagi. Eric, thank you ya. Dipakai emojinya, let's go.
A lot of teams are gonna have ways of breaking it, getting around it, bothering the cipher. Crew's comp, you kind of need to land a knife.
Bang, kenapa kok hardstack bronze? Hardstack tuh bukan hal yang salah. Hardstack tuh berarti emang skill lu di situ ya, saatnya belajar dulu. Take your time untuk berkembang.
And you can see here it's already allowing G2 to stack 3A.
Risky.
Nothing nggak ada yang instan bro.
It's a tough defensive Viper wall to get through as well from Trent. Hard to get through either side of the A split.
Pagi-pagi Mochi.
Entirety of this A side is really just under lock and key with the amount of players. The other crossfire setup, Jonah Peach is in the corner. Any attempt there? A lot of players meeting them head on. He has some cheese, not enough really with the range to try and break that one, pushing forwards. Shy. Side that smoke as well, but he's just going to be spotted out entirely. Clean round from G2.
Gak ngantuk kayak. Paling nanti ngantuknya pas Pacific. Makanya ini gue rada-rada hemat-hemat energi nih kalau bisa nggak teriak-teriak ini. Nyantai aja.
But that Razer is going to be massive on the defense side. It's also interesting, even just to think about the roles a little bit on Crew. Shy, we're seeing playing Viper here rather than either of the two initiators. Something to think about with Crew, maybe expanding their playbook and the flexibility a little bit of where they
gitu yang baru diakuisisi, bukan gitu. Gitu mengakuisisi, bukan diakuisisi dong. Mengakuisisi roster X The Guard plus live-nya C9. Siapin energi buat PRS kayak that's the plan. Itu rencananya.
The trends laid down. It's really quite tough to chew through.
I think Crew are gonna have the most success.
Tekan gak ada duelist gimana? Ya mungkin emang cara mainnya mereka mau main default gini-gini aja nih, lihat tuh. Mainnya default kan mereka. Cari-cari info, nyulik-nyulik, mungkin gitu dulu mainnya.
20 HP just tipping
Tuh
away.
chambernya ditanam.
No kills.
Kesnet up to his lurks. Same kind of thing he was doing on Icebox.
Yep. In place time. The smoke up into his face, but here we go. Drop down.
Dapat dong.
What a flick and adjustment. Trade. Online for Jonah P.
That's such an important kill that Jonah P gets. Because if Kesnet starts to get rolling and opens up A for the rest of his team, you're gonna have
Di sini enak Fate atau Gecko?
on the previous map.
Gue sih lebih sering pakai Gecko ya, dan lihat Gecko di sini daripada Fate sih.
Jiggle. The angle. What? A cheeky
Tapi
way
ya
to shy was
baik
on.
lagi kalau lu emang sukanya Fate bisa juga sih di sini.
More health to him. Team
Fate
running
juga
out.
ada beberapa orang yang
Scale
pakai
to the
kok.
side towards the back of the box. Jonah P.
Jadi tergantung lu suka yang mana aja.
Apparently assist.
Valen
Nyamannya pakai yang mana.
was slow on that paranoia. It didn't catch onto MTA, and that's why Jonah P died. So now a 3v3. G2 have a flanker. Here comes Net.
Nets. With the Bulldog, he wins it. That was a brought down. Two players still.
Ini udah mahal ini buat kru nih, udah mati 3. Bahkan possible kalah ini.
But it's a really difficult one to try and win. Time being taken. Nate towards the back.
Anet lagi. Oh,
Still stand this ground and hold this space.
cuman kurang 1 darah dari netnya anjir.
Spotting it out actually with that satchel all the way. MTA
Wah, nggak expect dong. Dibikin mahal aja, dibikin mahal aja. Yuk, bikin mahal aja. Oh, oke ya. Udah dapat 3 sih udah cukup mahal ya.
A 4K in this round. This guy might be a newcomer to this stage. A lot of unknowns circling.
Bang, kok like-nya nggak sampai 100 ya?
Massively so far.
Lu nanya gue nanya siapa ya? Pertanyaannya gitu ya. Kayak gue tuh yang ngatur tuh. Like bender gue.
That expectations were not massively high for him. It's somewhat of an unknown
Itu sama tuh
player coming
kalau
up to the tier
orang
1.
nanya, "Bang, kenapa sepi?" Ya nggak tahu
But he's fit
anjing.
into this squad and added a lot of firepower.
Mana gue tahu.
And his timing is really strong too. We've seen some people get nervous in their first game. Even in this season.
Oh iya, Bos Tio mendalami karakter kemarin. Iya, Bos Tio kemarin pakai Gecko mulu tuh.
Forced out.
A bit of a skirmish there.
Rambut-rambut yang ngikutin.
Good response from Valen.
Like dulu gak sih Bang? Boleh.
On spot. Duration
Bang
running
Senpai,
out.
kenapa VCT-nya belum mulai? Lah ini VCT, Cok.
Cheeky with the orb, but the one way really does just prevent anybody from swinging. Again, same playbook the crew are really operating on through Icebox, making the most of the
Ini.
time, the clock.
Oh, asik juga ya kamera di sini ya.
This one down, seeing what they can get done with these low timings.
Oke, gue belum kepikiran nih. Kamera Cypher di situ tuh. Bisa lihat market sama bagian Cypher main kan saya.
I think breaking that trip
Boleh curi dikit tuh.
massive consequences, but with only 45
Cypher main, sekarang ngomongnya Cypher main anjing. Udah baru belajar berapa bulan.
on one of these sites.
Kesnet's just walked up. Valence missed it with the peak. The jiggle timing here. All the way close to the corner, he can really just do so much work for the rest
Kabar
of
kayak lu lapar belum sarapan? Ada betul ya, gue lapar sih.
30 seconds left.
Kesnet clearly spots the gun, spots the gun.
Iya, iya.
His timings are absurd. Absolutely ridiculous.
The timing.
Left into the corner, they are trying.
Tiba-tiba kru mendapatkan timingnya, dikuasai. Ayo guys, kata siapa butuh duelis?
If you think about a map where
Yang kamu
Kesnet
butuhkan
dominates,
tembakan.
you just picture average Kesnet domination. Most people picture
Dari
him
tadi tembus mulu loh Kesnetnya anjir.
stomping them, winning
Tiba-tiba
game draws. Actually,
dapat
this
celah
match,
mulu anjir.
Most of what he's been doing is finding perfect lurk timings on Jet and now Chamber, up weaving his way through the defenses.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's demonstrating extremely high game IQ. I can't believe the timing he found there.
Dapat mulu dari tadi Kesnetnya.
No players really surrounding him, so that should be
Gimana
safe.
dong?
And a lot
Oh,
of
mati
the
banget nih kalau di
was
pick di
gathered.
sininya. Mati banget
So
aja nih
the
orang.
back of Melza breaking that trip on B,
Oh enggak, dia sembunyi.
pulled back the
Sekarang
defenders on
sembunyi
A
ke sini.
because crew are spread around the map. And G2 can't really get a feel for
Kabur,
where
tolong
the
aku.
information game is
Mati dia orang.
slowly being won.
Oh.
Let's stay alive. So there's a silver line.
Anjir, itu padahal satu kali hit aja itu mati itu.
I mean, it's the information game. You know, when I say about crew playing slow in these rounds and making the most of the time that they've got available to them, you still need to be doing stuff in the round. Still need to be breaking a lot of that preset utility, the passive map control that G2 have.
Ya ampun.
Yeah, 1 HP, the observer's highlighting there.
Selamat, iya selamat dia
A
selamat.
lot of the damage had already been done. G2 are going to have to start getting more proactive, I think, in re-clearing on defense. In order to just get an idea for where crew are.
Tuh kalau lu main Fate tuh harus tahu line up di atas atap tuh kayak gitu tuh.
Maybe they can even get picks out of it too. It's difficult though, because with how slow and quiet crew are around the map, you might just run into the stack if you decide to defensively reclear an area.
Harusnya dapat info mid-nya banyak.
Mid players, they know it's compromised. It's only up to Trent here with a sheriff in hand.
Now crew know where the single rifle is.
They're walking themselves all the way into mid. Leaf's on the flank himself, right behind them, but he doesn't have a gun to try and take that fight long range. And it's just crew.
Wah, kecuali
The
cliffnya.
top section of mid. Shy is watching for it because it was all calmed. Notice a second player there.
Ya, timing.
He threw with a stinger.
I think it's a consolation prize though.
Yeah.
It's going to be really difficult for Net to commit to this. He's only got 450 credits because he rebought armor and he didn't get the loss bonus. So crew again demonstrating that they're finding the holes. There were 2 people watching mid and yet they smoked it off, quietly walked in, the contact play and the fact that there's so many of them grouped up.
Saving lagi udah. Udah saving lagi coy.
And the G2 players
Udah nggak gerak,
can't get their
saving.
one back around the corner. They're just getting knocked instantly.
Slow pace banget. Ini bukan Pasifik soalnya Farel. Anda terlalu lama hidup di Singapura region soalnya mainnya.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It bears mentioning again that crew did not go into champs and dominate, right? They had that run at LCQ, but they weren't actually able to convert it into any success at champions. They didn't convert it into any success in the off-season. But now they're coming into the games that matter in 2024.
Iya, lu lihat aja tadi krunya mainnya pelan-pelan aja itu tadi, nggak usah apa masuk site yang meledak-ledak itu nggak perlu aja. Tuh lihat, mainnya pelan-pelan, ke mid bareng semua gitu.
And a follow-up.
And I think they're lacking so much information, which shouldn't be too difficult for them because with Net's trips only being broken in 1 out of the
Tipikal Amerika, iya.
5 rounds that we've had so far, in theory they should be able to stack the other sides of the map, try to play aggro in certain areas.
Yeah, but it hasn't been any of that really. I can't really think of an example of where a player's been playing aggro and elbow or
Yeah, I mean,
aside from
Siapa barbar, iya.
I mean, Leaf walked out B main on that eco round, but just missed.
Paling yang paling terstruktur ya DRX.
Josh RT,
Paling
he talked
terstruktur.
about the adaptations during his interview with Van Silly that crew were making. Now he's got the pressure on himself.
big odds online for G2. Could make 7 of it with Leaf, Showstopper, Jonah P with a Hunter's Fury, maybe set something up.
The thing is, both of those ultimates actually require a bit of information about where crew are in order to use them properly, right? They're good at stopping a big exec or good at stopping a plant from going down. But if crew are just quietly walking
Ya, kalau
around
Pasifik
and then they
apa orang-orangnya
burst
butuh
onto you,
action,
it's
kami
really
butuh
difficult to
action.
find good timings for those defensive ults.
Gak bisa tuh dikasih ya strategically itu gak bisa tuh.
Honestly, an off wouldn't go amiss.
Gak ada komplimen untuk strategi aja. Kalau di apak yang di komplimen tembakannya.
1-4 setup. Doesn't see anything.
Seberapa banyak mendelete orang.
From MTA aimed towards where they've seen Net in the past.
Really deep drone. Sees. No connections. MTA.
Berarti wajar ya bang kalau gua ngantuk. Mungkin ada efek karena ini pagi juga sih. Kalau lu ya.
So he's playing over towards A. And that market knife not catching onto anybody.
Masih pagi, Bray.
It's so
passive, right?
Anjir dari tadi midnya dikasih, coy.
Quiet. Impossible to tell that crew have 4 players in mid.
Midnya kosongan mulu nih.
But now they have the
Dikasih mulu nih.
instead of bodies watching.
Tembus lagi midnya. Langsung diusir. Oh ampun, dapat lagi Kesnetnya, cok. Wah, midnya harus mulai dikontrol ini, coy. Hey,
Yakination baru saja memberikan 10.000 buat beli ngopi ayam mingkai.
Anjay, thank you Yakination. Nanti gue beli kopi lagi deh. Kayaknya gue butuh banyak kopi soalnya hari ini. Yo, Gutlernya bahkan gak sempet ngapa-ngapain. Wah. Anjir dari tadi enak bener masuk ke midnya anjir. 2 orang berturut-turut midnya mulu itu tembus. Gimana dong? Salah baca kah? Ini lo, ini orang dari tadi nih chambernya nih. Dapat celah mulu anjir, tiba-tiba udah di base lah. What the heck, man?
brutal. But G2 again, so many questions being asked of how they're going to respond to unusual positioning and pathing from crew. And Kesnet is the player to open things up once more.
Yeah.
Culik satu-satu, iya mainnya diculik-culik ini.
I think you'd have a lot less agency when you're locking into the chamber.
Oh, apakah mereka mau ganti
Still been finding the valve.
tempo, mau langsung diras kah?
The contact plays, I mean, just finding those gaps.
Tiba-tiba langsung rame ke A nih.
Trying to play inside his rendezvous, is he?
Ganti
It's
tempo
not like
kah?
he's trying to play it as a I'll get one and get out.
Kayak dapat info udah
That's how
tapi.
I think that's how you got to play it into this comp.
Yeah, as a hard lurker. So now Trent anchoring with the help of these two trapwires.
Look at them, they're just walking all the way up.
Gila
They just
sweepingnya
walk up to this trap,
pelan-pelan mulu, lihat tuh.
hear it, break it.
Nggak ada tuh yang kayak
In a lot of trouble. Look at that.
gerasak-gerusuk tuh nggak ada anjir.
They're running him down. Didn't stand the
Ya ampun.
chance.
Absolutely brutal. It's like crew are playing with wall hacks on. They know exactly what the setup looks like. Dismantling it with
Slow
perfection.
aja, bray.
Not using any utility when there's no threat. And this is a team with an immaculate read on what's going on around the map.
Makan gameplay lumayan sih ini.
Force buy by G2. Don't have any money. Next.
Tapping lagi kah?
They've just got to save.
Ya ampun.
Valin and Josh must be scratching their heads.
Udah saving lagi, Bray.
Again, it's not
3 kali udah savingin.
are using tons of utility and stomping their way into A, making it obvious that they're ending on that side of the map.
Yeah.
G2 only realized that it's a heavy commitment once the trap's been broken and a paranoia is already in the face of Trent. By that point, nothing too much they can do about it. It looks really good so far from crew. Bear in mind that this was their map pick. So they're confident here. They have an unusual
Wah, G2 belum ada jawaban nih.
one that Athena liked
Belum
the
ada
best.
jawaban.
And they've already got
Timeout
that
dulu
one
kah?
under their belt. Yeah. This is looking excellent so far.
Set up for a slam dunk.
Epic tutorial.
5-2.
Net's just getting spammed off minimap there.
Yeah. Got to make changes. Got to make changes. G2 at a timeout now.
Burning your second timeout after 7 rounds.
Yeah.
And that shows you how lost G2 are at the moment.
I can think of a couple of options for them. Like I said earlier, the operator. Now, they don't have the economy for it. If they pick up the op, they can try and punish somebody's lurk timings as well. You can hold down one of the avenues on the map without really, needing utility.
The question
Menhantak
is,
paus
though, as
aja.
well, Brent, where are they going
Pusing
to
aja
go?
G2 ini.
Because over towards A, there's going to be a lot of smokes utility in their face.
Bocor
It's
mulu
gonna be
dari tadi
really
aja.
difficult against the Viper setup. With like the Viper smoke and Omen smokes to be able to get good lines, unless they play really deep A. Suppose you could try
Minimal rank
to
apa masuk turnamen kayak gini?
main a little.
Seingat gua kalau sependengaran gua sekarang tuh harus dari Premier dulu. Kalau yang gua dengar-dengar tuh. Jadi mulai aja dari grinding Premier ke contender kalau nggak salah. Ke divisi contender.
Trying to fight for mid control towards the beginning of the round would be useful, but a little dangerous and a little difficult with their composition. Desperate times, though, are going to call for some desperate adjustments.
See what the call is here. Deep play. Dart tagging onto 2.
Look, I mean,
The Viper Orb, though, I mean, it stops them from being able to play up any sort of aggression. They are close to it, though. A lot of players tucked to the corner. Jonah P was playing
Waduh.
Just started to set that up. Leaf just taking a fight straight to them. Jonah P still don't want to hold that
Oke.
down.
Jonah P Gaming, Guardian.
From it. The paranoia was perfect from Melza.
Turnamennya nggak di ini aja, nggak di-upgrade.
There's still a 3 versus 3. ADS 2. Jonah P.
Guardian Gaming nih coy.
3 for him. Might be on for the ace.
AC Guardian kah? AC Guardian kah?
G2 finding success playing way in front of where the usual line of scrimmage would be.
Oh, pindah-pindah, rotate.
Behind.
Disrespect. It's hard to aim to win this one. Smoke sent flying. Top side of mid.
You got to remember though, the weaponry is still.
Oh
so
gila,
low.
mereka rotate pun ya.
Jonah's been able to
Gak ngeluarin suara anjir.
but can he manage to
Gak ada suaranya coy.
gain additional kills? Do they feel confident enough to go for the weaponry that's dropped? If the plant goes down on B, you would
30
imagine
seconds
so.
left.
30 seconds. Yeah, they don't know if they're just cutting noise out towards.
Harusnya detik 20, 15
Holding.
lah. Harusnya udah rotate gak sih? itunya.
Deep dart, sure.
Udah dapat info bahkan.
Going to be starting to grab at least one of the guns. It's net. Man here gives some info. Note both of them are on B, so the players can start rushing in.
Dapat satu senjata,
Take
oke.
this one, but still, just to share it. Night 4. Now connection, Trent. Grab any of those audio cues, and a backside position is gained. It's a great call by Crew. In the moment here, they're doubled up. It is some semblance of awareness. Jonah P.
Aceh dong. Aceh beneran anjir. Aceh Guardian coy. Wah, Valin.
If that's what it takes, though.
Valin punggung
Fighting with a gun.
kencang bener nih.
Acing it. Crew.
Icebox tadi juga udah top rank gitu kan.
In the tactical timeout.
Yep.
Jonah by a Guardian and ace them.
How much is it per PC? How many aces have we had now? Is this the third one?
Gila banyak Aceh ya pertandingan ini ya. Banyak Acehnya coy.
It was a good idea. It was a good idea.
Udah Aceh ketiga ini.
Okay, so now G2 with rifles in hand. What lessons did they learn from that? What was the thing that contributed to the win? I think it was playing pretty aggressive. Now it's hard against these Viper smokes, but you got to try and get set up before Crew have taken.
Kenapa Valin ya? Jonah P ya? Sorry, gue salah. Gue salah player goblok. Valin yang map pertama. Jonah P yang S yang ini. Lupa.
Trademark dealt with, but again, yeah, it's this mid players. They've already looked up again past the
Kenapa Valin ya kepala gue?
Approach from Trent to try and hold it. Same smoke all the way through. Prowler connecting. Trent's got so much to do here as the lone player. They're gonna be walking right into it.
Ih, tersate.
Yeah, that's major.
Emang kalau ngantuk kayak gini emang.
That trap broken. Melzer trying to be a menace. But what I'm noticing again is Crew are not afraid of mid at all. They're just walking around there. Not a care in the world.
Waltzing up, paranoia into the corner. Elsa trying to remove some of this utility. They don't have market control here. There's a risk here.
Masih serem coy.
Almost adjust for the second, but the trade online for net. They do have that market control now for Crew. Moving forward.
Oke, dapat.
One player remaining. It's all up to Kesnet. Paranoia not dodge. He's fighting himself.
Udah sulit sih, dia udah terjebak di market anjir. Udah ketutup pintunya juga.
Drop down. Got himself in, but it looks so unlikely, and yeah. Leaf with the backstab.
2 rounds in a row now for G2. The only ones that they've been able to get on board while Crew had rifles.
Udah ditahan, langsung ditahan coy. Setelah time out,
It's just Trent being
langsung
able to
ditahan.
defend this.
Berarti time outnya efektif.
Contact play with an off angle.
Kebaca sama coachnya kali. Cara mainnya gini nih.
The fact that Crew are allowed so
Main
much
slow bener nih.
access to mid
Crew.
without using too much util at all. The first Prowler used for mid control while they were already up basically to the top. That worries me.
Taking it for free.
Yeah, they really are.
Now towards B.
Anjir. Oh my god, unlucky anjir. Unlucky langsung ketemu ini lelenya anjir.
Just trying to get it down on his own.
Langsung di tracing dong.
Picked the exact wrong round to do it. I don't think Crew have been playing B main heavy at the start of these rounds at all. And yet this was the moment that they decided to go for it. A read perhaps on where Trent was going to put that pit? Or just
Pagi-pagi sih, Re.
Either way they'll take it. It's a 5v4.
You get the opening. They force the ult out of Valen for the reposition, expecting a fast play explosive off of it. But they just cut noise again.
This would be a great round to end A. You know? Without Trent having that.
Pagi
To be
nonem.
able to play behind. And that's what Klaus is trying to make it look like. Throwing his prowlers, trying to get Leaf.
Mau dibikin kepikiran aja tuh fate-nya ngelele.
Jonah P towards A as the rest of Crew are ready to walk out B.
It's so believable because Crew really aren't using that much util in the first place. Paranoia in through the corner, but net still open. Pit Hunter's Fury.
Iya.
The TP to disengage.
Iya, nggak kecek. Oh, nice trade.
Trade by Leaf. Good reactions from that one. Immediately turns around. Plan finally getting down.
Aguero nggak main kayak Aguero tuh CEO ngapain dia main anjir? Emang CEO-nya Bumi Sport Gary Ongko main?
Decay, damage, Leaf dropping down, clearing all of it, and yeah, you're right, the pit goes down, but interesting smoke from Melzer, shot down, kills.
Wah gila.
Last player notified, Shy. He's got so much more to do. 150 health. Dart towards the back.
Let's go.
Face, G2. Pull that one from the brink.
Saya tuh dukung yang mana? Gue lebih kenal sama G2 sih, jadinya ya ada G2 gue.
And the shock was like a homing missile. That's a bit of a slip from crew. Should have had that one, I think, in the bag.
Soalnya kan gue udah tahu mereka dari zaman The Guard kan.
So early on and denying that.
Dari mereka masih sama saya player.
This is now going to make it a much more competitive game. The score is 5-5. I'm not sure it feels like it. Crew have been very dominant up until these final few rounds. Where G2
Nanti di lower bandi diganti Pak AP katanya Mikai boleh. Boleh.
We haven't seen a Kesnet lurk.
Apa CEO bertindak anjir.
Very different.
CEO turun tangan.
Doing still with these trips, getting rid of the cam potentially up there, but it's not. Trip down to the floor. They can jump over this. Not choosing to do so.
Yeah, that's decent information actually later on for Kesnet to potentially abuse. Look at the call here. They're going to try and make pressure around the rest of the map, and then I think Kesnet is going to go for the jump over that trip. Genuinely, he's mad. I believe it.
There's a cam in the corner. Got a Traymite there to try and clear it. Leaf holding close. Got a showstopper to do
hampir.
so. One of the luxuries that you've got. Lovely flash from MTA.
Gila, terang bener tuh orang tuh.
Doesn't know if they scaled up close to him here. He's going to be feeling the panic. Settling in, but crew really taking much speed into it.
Is Kesnet going for the Fosbury flop?
Oke, Sims. Selamat sekolah.
He's really thinking about it. Okay.
Oh, sengaja kayaknya ya. Kayaknya sengaja deh itu. Dibikin kepikiran. Ada satu orang kena tripwire di B, tapi teman-temannya di A semua.
They know that there could be players in the elbow. They've completely given it up. But the lower this time gets, the worse it could be, especially when Leaf still has this showstopper and seeks to deny any of the plan.
Galon, kagak kena.
He goes flying, but no kill there. Just the damage on top. Melzer just TP'd.
Wah, Kesnet Deuce-nya. Oke. 3-3, winnable buat gitu. Wah, nge-wipe ya pas di saat krusial gitu lagi.
1 HP with the decay kicking in, Leaf still there.
He to win the round.
G2 hold on.
Lu ada Cinet di EMEA. Ini Amerika beda lagi. Cinet tuh di tim ini. Aduh, di mana lagi dia kemarin ya? Pindahnya ya. Apa sih namanya? Vitality ya kayaknya ya. Gue lupa lagi dia masuk yang mana. Vitality seingat gue.
And crucially, Kesnet only went 1-for-1 on his lurk.
Foot ya? Oh ya, sorry, foot. Gue lupa. Betul, foot. Gue baru ingat. Dia sama Atta Kaptan.
What a comeback. Very reminiscent of Icebox, but the other way around. G2 themselves having to come up with the adaptation in the first half. In the second quarter, now double offing. You were talking about that being a potential solution.
Great way to stop these contact plays, but there is util being used and expended to take the main control. Knife to the corner, it's dodged. Another prowler there. The trips nowhere to be found. Flash from MTA in through the back here, trying to take the.
Kenapa pagi-pagi ini kalau Amerika ngikutin jam sana dong? Jam Amerika emang seginian. Kalau Pasifik karena di Korea jadinya siang. Sebenarnya itu mulainya sore kalau di Koreanya, soalnya 2 jam lebih cepat kan. Tapi di kita jadinya siang. Kalau Vitality saya F, ya betul saya F. Yang dari Liquid. Apex Snowball, oh jelas dong. Itu kewajiban itu. 6-6 lagi loh. Gila, sengit banget nih pertandingan. Jadi di Xbox juga 6-6 juga tuh tadi halfnya.
Same as Icebox. And a very similar story, but the side slipped. I mean, that is G2 being forced.
VCT kan ngikutin local time. Iya, makanya nanti di Madrid kayaknya malaman deh. Malam atau subuh gitu.
And this no duelist composition seems like it has a ton of threats on defense as well.
Well, it does. Anyone's game so far as well. Potential continuation in the series as well.
Oke, Hamu, selamat kerja.
I wonder what our desk has got to say about everything so far.
Well, good news for you, Brent. We're actually on couches now, so haha, sucks to be you. Anyway, I'm joking. What a
Yang enak ntar champion di Korea jadi nggak subuh. Ya ada betul ya. Jadi kayak yang sekarang mungkin nanti jadwalnya.
But Myrna, you started to see Crew bounce back, then G2 bounce back. We're tied up 6-6.
Yeah, I mean, like on Icebox, we saw that Crew kind of understood and adapted the way that G2 was playing, and I feel like this was just kind of a crossover where Crew started getting the hang of it and getting ahead, and then G2 just bounced back and understood.
Belum aja kayak viewer baru ngerasain champion waktu Amerika dan sekitarnya. Di sini siapa yang subscribe zaman-zaman WP Champions guys, subuh-subuh. Yang baru tahu channel ini terus subscribe nonton di sini. Pas zaman Champions tahun kemarin 2023. Itu tuh beda banget ya penonton gue pas main biasa terus sama WP pas Champions tuh subuh gitu kan. Beda banget anjir, soalnya penontonnya beda-beda. Apa penonton baru semua itu. Yang pernah awal-awal anjir. WP subuh. Iya, WP subuh pas Champions. Jam 2 standby, betul jam 2 mulainya. Tuh apa official WP pertama Irsen Senpai itu. Itu kalau zaman-zaman itu nonton paling berapa? 100-an. Paling maksimal tuh zaman-zaman itu. Sekarang udah bisa sampai 300 peningkatan coy, peningkatan tahun ini coy. Mantap coy. Terima kasih. Bacot. Bacot anjing.
Fihardi Mastio 07 baru saja memberikan 10.000. Izin cabut dulu kayak gue mau nganter anakmu hehehe.
Anjir. Ngantar anak dia udah anjing. Penonton gue udah ada yang ngantar anak babi. Thank you pada donasinya. Hati-hati di jalan bro. Dia sudah ngantar anak coy. GG. Wah kencang nih kru coy. Sudah tidak mau bapok lagi di awal season mereka kayaknya. Ini kalau G2 kalah, tim Ascension belum ada yang menang berarti di VCT. Soalnya kemarin Blade kalah juga lawan T1. Tim Ascension belum ada yang menang nih kalau G2 kalah. Jangan toxic bang, takutnya ada yang nobar bareng anak aja gara-gara tadi. Jadi kepikiran kan babi lu. VCT rombak, apanya yang dirombak Bro Digi? Lu kapan mengantar anak? Kagak bisa. Gua mau WP ya. Prioritasnya bukan anak aja. WP.
Instead of a lurk B Viper setup on the attack, it's over towards A. And on defense, Shy looking to anchor B. And that allows Kesnet.
Habis ini match apa? Hari ini cuma satu ini doang kok yang Amerika. Habis itu siang Pasifik lanjutnya gua. Jadi habis ini gua selesai stream dulu kalau ini kalah nih. Gitu langsung. Jadi rombak line up tim dong, banyak kan yang rombak line up anyway.
But Shy still alive towards the back of the side, along with the rest of his team here. Lovely nade from MTA, no more kills to be claimed there. Cleaning up the rest of these players beautifully. That's only got the classic. Only got the classic, not enough to do, but still.
WP barang anak, ya jangan dikasih tontonan gini dulu lah anak anjir. Sebenarnya.
Not the worst case scenario in the world for an eco round.
No, not the worst case, not by any means.
EMEA belum mulai, belum. EMEA sama Cina emang lebih telat daripada Pasifik sama Amerika. Pasifik Amerika mulai duluan. Gue masih kaget sih texture menyala gitu kemarin, beda banget kan? Iya Rob, itu potensial yang ada di dalam dirinya yang tidak terlihat kemarin. Tertutup bayang-bayang cahayanya.
I mean, this is awkward. I love the idea. Rendezvous set up to his back. He set him up onto this angle, but as the wall goes down, along with the orb, isn't it?
Bang, apa ke EG tahun ini bakalan sekuat tahun lalu? Pasti beda sih menurut gua. Pasti beda lah. Amin rosternya cuma satu yang dari tahun lalu. Jadi pasti beda gameplaynya. Itu sih kalau sampai EG masih bagus ya. Kreditnya bukan dari playernya, kreditnya di Potter, pelatihnya coy. Kalau sampai EG masih bagus tahun ini. Kreditnya dipotong.
Just follow all the sound cues.
It worked for them on Icebox. It really did.
Anytime there's a semblance of noise being made, this time pressure here, trademark broken.
Tapi coachnya masih bang. Iya makanya gue bilang kalau sampai EG masih bagus tahun ini, berarti Potter terbukti coach yang worth it, value banget.
Because crew were stacking 4 people wherever G2 made noise. And this time, very first time that G2 have rifles on board, they run a fake.
The hook line sinker, yeah, exactly so. Gives them open access to it. Still 5 players remaining though for crew on the retake, but they don't have the rifles necessarily. That is really unfortunate timing.
Pas terbalik kalau masuk juara, oh jelas. Diperebutkan tuh, wajib diperebutkan. Coach Potter kalau sampai menang lagi EG anjir. Ini di Valorant ya, belum ada yang menang Champions back to back. Yang misalnya 2022 menang, 2023 menang, tim yang sama belum ada tuh. Kalau yang major udah ada, Fnatic. Wow.
Barely, but they do win the round with 2 players surviving.
Awesome fake, not so sure about the post.
Hey,
Fihardi Mastio 07 baru saja memberikan 10.000. Slow eye anak gue dikasih tonton dong way today di YouTube biar aware di jalan. Wakol.
anjir, da ways to die. Anjir itu lagu zaman kapan anjir? Da ways to die.
Even more deadly for G2.
Itu tuh kalau kalian tahu Dumb Ways Today itu campaign sebenarnya, sebuah campaign. Campaign untuk keselamatan di jalanan, transportasi umum gitu. Tapi lagunya se-iconic itu, Dumb Ways to Die. Cara goblok untuk mati.
He's so confident.
So far forward there because he doesn't want the orb to be blossomed and bloomed in his face. Meanwhile, G2, rest of the squad.
Ya pernah lihat gue di short lagu buat ngurangin kecelakaan dan works. Iya. Campaign itu.
This time, Kesner hasn't over-rotated.
Dapat tidur berapa jam ini kayak gak banyak sih sebenarnya. Gak tau nggak bisa tidur. Hanya ya udahlah biar produktif WP aja gitu kan. Bukannya itu game ya, kayak awalnya video doang. Tapi karena booming jadi game juga akhirnya. Awalnya itu cuma video, kayak iklan layanan masyarakat gitu loh.
That kill gives Trent his pit, so this now becomes even more difficult.
All the way through here, players were low enough for the decay damage kicking in. Excuse me, MTA. We catch that one onto net, but yeah, the pit didn't go down.
Bang, menurut lo yang tim bakal mendominasi di VCT ini siapa bang? Kalau di Amerika sih Leviathan menurut gue sih.
Working away now into the back of this one. Only 2 players remaining for G2. And the pit still remains up. He needs to stay alive. Good adjustment from Trent. Snaps to the side here. The players alive here with it planted for the pit as well. It's looking more than one for them. Too difficult now. Melter onto the high ground. Time ticking away.
Nice. Jadi sama.
2 rifle rounds, 2 fakes for Valin, 2 rounds, 1 for G2.
Kapan main bang? Apanya? Kapan main? Ini lagi main nih.
Excellent maneuvering. I can't believe they sold a fake again and Kesnet moved off site. This is almost the time where you want
lagi kayak berjoin aman mon. Jangan lupa di like ya yang belum ya. Levi atau energi. Gak tau gue masih megang Levi sih. Kalau gue ya.
The question is how you adjust to that.
Bacot.
Hey.
Fihardi Mastio 07 baru saja memberikan 10.000. Tapi bapaknya nyetir sambil nonton YouTube di TV dashboard mobil sambil nunggu macet kawo-kawo.
Ya, pokoknya selamat aja deh. Nanti kalau buka entertainment saat di mobil. Ini Aspas. Salah satu player paling konsisten yang gue lihat tuh.
Chunk down low as well by the util. Who do they want to plant this one? They have to try and fight for backside control. They will do so now with the util pop flash. It's nice. But the guns are even nicer.
Nice. Lagi Iko sih.
For the crew players, they just went down to a lot of blind spam there.
Revi kemarin keangkat banget gak sih sama Aspas? Ada. Satu map tuh, split kalau nggak salah dia bunuh 30 kalau nggak salah.
Let's see if that pattern holds.
Pakai racing, ingat gua ya, lupa ingat gua.
What does Valen call here? They have a large ult to be able to work with. The Razer ult, pretty decent. This is a weird one though. We've got a timeout coming out from crew. And I'm confused by this because if you're going to call the timeout, why not before the eco round?
Yeah.
You've
a bit
just
more time to discuss.
Yeah, you've just seen 2 fakes happen, right? So either you want to tell crew about how to deal with the fakes, but I feel like the team should be able to manage that.
Aspas pakai Japanese, iya. Aspas mainnya pakai itu, pakai bahasa Jepang in game-nya.
I don't think that particularly is. Unless Atom wants to run a specific.
Makanya biasanya kalau kill feed-nya dia kan ada tulisannya Jibun tuh. Ada kanjinya Jibun. Cara bacanya. Biasanya kan mi kan, aku gitu. Jibun. Diri sendiri artinya.
Valen's got in his arsenal to work with, leaves Showstopper. Then he's also got a Hunter's Fury, but both can be cancelled by MTA's null command. So you can't just send it on a site if the KO's there. Because even if the knife doesn't hit you, you're going to get the Showstopper cancelled. So there's got to be some finessing around the map.
Alah, kenapa sih kata-kata wibu seakan-akan jadi ledekan anjir? Padahal normal loh, menurut gua.
As mentioned, fakes in play. It's like he never left. We'll see what they do. I mean,
banyak loh pro player yang suka nonton anime, masa wibu semua sih sebutannya?
We'll see.
Bahkan Tensmon kan problem picture-nya pernah Killua ya kalau nggak salah, Killua. Killua-nya Hunter x Hunter. Ini kayak wibu dan bangga, gue nggak pernah bilang diri gue wibu sih. Lagian definisinya gimana sih? Gue bingung juga.
Top mid smoke. Just walking their way through here.
Region terbalik menurut lo bang? Pasifik lah.
Cassian, even it's a bit of a gamble though with the blind fire still. Melter brought down to his knees.
And look, MTA used his ult to try to cancel the Showstopper, but he was too far away. Great awareness from G2, and that's how they got the pick off the back.
Game market control, but they're just stunted for now, stopping in their tracks. B main control also. They could.
Banshee.
It looks like a reclear from crew. It's being called. They're just pushing all the way up here. Any util for it? No, the wall just goes down.
Langsung ditunggu sama regu tembak.
Absolutely massacred.
Screen-nya turun langsung ada regu tembak anjir.
These 3 rounds, the 3 rifle rounds from G2 have been masterclasses. Double fake, and then this one where they find out the positioning of the KO, instantly use the ultimate, and then call a freeze that baits out that reclear, and they get the punish on it. Awesome stuff. The quality of play, even for teams that we're not expecting to be right at the top of Americas, is pretty.
Tapping lah ya, udah ini mah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm dead impressed.
Kali 105.
You know, if you think about it, at the beginning here, some of the teams should have the least practice that they'll have at any point when you watch them this year.
But there's a lot of parity.
There is. It really feels
bisa tuh tadi tuh.
A lot of these matches.
Pas screen-nya dibuka kan, terus, aduh. Pas dibuka terus free screen terus apa? Damai sudah.
Yeah.
Bisa tuh masuk tuh editornya tuh.
But listen, it's Kesnet. He's got a rifle anyway. He's got his ult for the next round. He's going to force it up.
It goes here. Yeah, and that's a good thing to keep an eye on in this round because it's going to be another eco from crew. But Kesnet could get dangerous. The thing with Kesnet having the hero rifle.
Sebenarnya sama-sama regu tembak ya. Itu sama-sama yang satu totem pick, yang satu berjejer tuh.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see his position.
Tembak itu regu tembaknya.
Yeah. He might just end up stuck there though as well. So some extremely impressive attack side calling has led G2 to have the lead so far.
Mahalo Rio.
Fast again. I'm a paranoia. Nobody playing off of it though. Melzer. Wasn't caught with the dart actually. Still close to the corner, that's shy.
Leaf doing his Kesnet impression.
It's just walked all the way into mid. He might be able to catch a kill. No, Kesnet gone in the opposite direction. Game of timing, top flash play.
Anjir. Bisa stinger dari belakang.
Shy's still close to the corner too. If this is a half clearance with Clash playing close.
Crossfire dapat. Oh nggak ketret, nice.
Navigated safely. Treacherous waters melted in mid.
What?
Oh my god.
Ya ampun.
And Kesnet's the last player left alive, wondering where it's
Delete-nya
gone.
kayak gitu, males banget sih.
And they give him a lot of respect there. Triple face on different pieces of elevation. G2 pulling out quite a lead right now.
Bukan gak ada Dio Nisara. Belum mulai. Emang beda.
Round for the opposite team, and then just a string of rounds occurring.
It's a different style though, right? Because it's not so much the push and pull, it's more to do with G2 actually just being able to run some excellent fakes. And then good ult plays.
Emang beda-beda.
Now, another question.
Kebetulan yang Pasifik sama Amerika samaan.
G2 have been bossing it in the 4v5s as well. Winning just under 50%. I mean, that's way more than you would expect after losing a player at the start of the round.
It's an insane stat, actually.
EG kapan? Gak tahu gue EG, belum lihat. Harusnya sih nanti ya, soalnya EG kan bay ya. Lihat pemenang tahun lalu mereka. Langsung masuk yang bagian depannya gitu pertandingannya. Melewatin.
Still alive, hitting. Valum with the plant. Bit's going to be covering this one. Stretching out into the site.
They can defuse inside the pit here.
And they're picking off the players all over the place. So G2 don't really have an intact post plan other than the one player into market. That's Jonah P. He's going to try and stay alive here. Maybe catching this rotate. No, not expecting it. So Kesner just puts him out first. 2 players remaining.
11-9 tampaknya. Ini crew masih bisa menang sih. Maksudnya masih bisa dapat mapnya ini. Jadi sebaiknya tidak gegabah.
Pushing up here. It's just Kesner's time now to just stick it for his team. Trusting him, placing it. Valen can't do too much. And yet, 1 round for crew. Valen.
Clean. Sayangnya telat datang.
I mean, look at what they've got to work with there. Mel's is on 3,200, Shine's on 3,100. Those kills towards the end are actually massive. It's a Pyrrhic victory for crew. They can't afford to win like that often. It was a bizarre round as well. I mean, the pit is such a cool idea, actually, coming out from Shine.
Gila, crispy bro. Crispy.
And he's able to get that off. It just makes the defuse so much easier. But now look at the economy difference in a round where crew won. They can't afford to eco.
Choosing to invest into it. Good Guardian's half armor. Bargain bin buys. Orb gained, leap up to another showstopper. Trips there, broken with the prowl.
Harusnya Peperex main. Iya, sabar.
Getting here for crew, at least over towards the A section. Kesnick going to be just holding his
Posko pemenangan Peperex.
Get overzealous. Lots of players ready to meet him now. You can feel it. The stampede right behind Trent. All grouped up now, and he's holding such massive angle.
Wah, timingnya.
He's lost his nerve. He's pulled back as
Ih,
well.
dipik lagi dong.
Even deeper, close to the angle there. Potentially.
Waduh. Makan 2 orang dulu tuh. Baru di trade.
He's also denied the showstopper away from Leaf. Even fewer tools to work with, and where did Melza ult to? That's what G2 will be thinking.
Wondering exactly where he could be.
Nah, ini Kuraminya nggak di-upgrade coy. Kagak muter. Beda animasinya.
Taken away, gambling on the fact that they're going to be going back over to B now.
And the call is so correct.
Kayak EG tanggal 25 baru main, anjir. Lama juga ya.
This round, if crew can secure it, is going to fix their economy
30
woes as
seconds
well.
left.
Kayaknya kelamaan deh kalau 25 deh kayaknya.
25 seconds, G2.
Gak
Cautious is the approach, making sure that they contact up, don't reveal anything. Brazilian spotted. Shy maybe, potentially.
25 tuh kalau nggak salah grand finalnya Pacific deh kayaknya. Bahkan 25.
Doesn't expect the player though. Close. Down into the lower left. That's Jonah P still staying alive with the dart as well. Playing a game of timings.
Wow.
Jonah P wins it.
I mean Peperex juga nunggu lawan hari ini main loh. Mereka startnya aja sama padahal.
The bad weaponry there, I think, is really hurting crew.
Gak tahu deh, mungkin beda kali ya. Beda ininya, jadwalnya emang.
Gonna go a lot of util. So much to clear though. Cam there, a tap. And a timing for Jonah P works way behind. Hello.
Okay.
On the first one, quick tap, expecting a player from a different position here. Nets doing a wonderful job of just really bleeding down.
Gak selesai aja itu. Dia kepikiran satu orangnya belum tahu juga omennya. Makanya dia lihat ke belakang tadi, kalau kalian bingung ya. Gak ada info omen soalnya cuma ada Cyphernya.
When Jonah P's dancing around the smoke, I think with a rifle in hand, it's a much more even fight. It's just impossible to spam with the Guardian there. And I said that if Crew won that round, their economy woes would likely be solved, assuming a few stayed alive and grabbed some upgrades. That's not the case.
Dia udah jawab gua,
It's just
cuti.
gotten worse.
Tarik ke belakang
G2
aja.
used both of their tack timeouts in the first 7 rounds. Now,
Nonton di mana? Di Twitch.
Crew are using
Ya daripada
theirs,
YouTube kan kalau iklan kan full
but it
layar
I think it
anyway
might
ya.
just be too little too late at this point.
Yeah.
It's 12-9. Their economy's in shambles. They're barely going to be able to get sheriffs on the board, man. Never mind any kind of rifle. This is G2's. Signed, sealed, and delivered, I think.
Keep the series going if you are G2. We're talking about, I mean, earlier the ults.
Jonapi, Everest Jonas beda lah.
Fury, Showstopper. This
Pokoknya
time, no ult online for MTA.
beda sama sekali padahal.
You can cook up a game plan if you're G2. Try and
Cuman
go with a bit of
gara-gara
pace
dia
here.
pakai sofa bukan berarti dia Everest
Just
Jonas.
from the ults alone, there's so much that relies on this round right here.
Ark sekarang WP men.
And they do have a
Udah lah,
range that
Paparas
MTA
nanti
has
siang.
usually been playing A to try to
Lihat
set up
jadwal
Kesnet.
bro, lihat jadwal WP tanda seru. Kebalik.
G2 haven't been going for many fast plays.
And if it is a fast B, that's where Kesnet is, the only player with a rifle for Crew.
Very passive rendezvous setup from him though. In fact, closing the door initially. He's going to be hearing the rumble.
Decidernya asen banget nih.
Main presence.
Ya lagi map 3 lagi ya.
Cam.
This is too much to ask of Kesnet, surely.
Showstopper now. Moving forward, that's clear. There's a flash on top of it. Rendezvous to back away against the wall. The nade will rebound. It's off to the side here, but an open site for them. Will they take backside control? They're just going to give it up. The post plan is what's squandered for G2 when they got into this B's position a little bit earlier. They do have the guns if they wanted to try and play a bit of a spam wars from main. Ults online over Klaus.
RRQ udah pulang belum lah?
Spamming.
Ada lower bracket, ada lower
Into
bracket.
the corner.
Walaupun tetap sulit sih.
Over to the side now. Nice.
Masalahnya ya RRQ itu suwe anjir.
Do so much here.
Satu grup sama Pepper Rex, ada Genji kemarin kalah, ya gimana dong? Suwe anjir menurut gua grupnya. Yap, next map. Sama kayak Sentinel tau. Nasibnya RRQ itu rada-rada kayak Sentinel. Grupnya mematikan anjir. Grupnya so sad. Sentinel tuh satu grup sama Loud, sama Leviathan, sama 100 Thieves. Bingung juga gua grupnya kok bisa kayak gitu. Komiknya OT kampus. Oke Arfas, thank you udah mampir. Grupnya sumpah unlucky, makanya gue bilang ini unlucky di grup anjir. Jadi lowernya gimana kalau 3 tim? Ya kan nih sekarang RRQ di lower. Nanti kan Peprex sama Genji kan main. Nah Genji kalau kalah turun ketemu lagi sama RRQ rematch. Sebaliknya. Walaupun gak bakal terjadi sebaliknya sih. Lupakan itu. Bias banget anjing. F3 pertama Amerika nih harusnya seingat gue. Ya gak sih? Gue lupa lagi. Oh enggak. Kemarin Leviathan sama 100 Thieves juga 3 map seingat gue. 2-1 kan dia. Menang Leviathan. Pesimis. Iya gue kan. Enggak, pesimisnya kan ke Genji maksudnya. Udah pasti Peprex yang menang maksud gue hari ini. Gimana sih? Bukan pesimis ke RRQ-nya. Semenglihatan lu nih Kai, apa perbedaan gameplay Pasifik Amerika sama EMEA? Amerika sama EMEA tuh rada mirip. Tapi tembakannya kenceng sih EMEA secara overall ya, rata-rata gitu loh. EMEA kenceng-kenceng tembakannya. Kalau Pasifik ya ya jarang main slow. Yang terstruktur pun kayak DRX gitu. Kebanyakannya mainnya barbar emang. Bang Tens pas sama Sentinel kelihatannya kayak overrated banget. Sebenarnya dia tuh terasa kayak gitu karena dia terkenal aja, karena banyak orang tahu dia. Sebenarnya kasihan sih kalau kayak gitu ya. Kalau bisa sih objektif aja. Menurut gua sih mainnya tetap bagus dia. Apalagi semenjak ganti role, macam-macam jadi flex gitu. Justru menurut gue lebih efektif dia mainnya. Beban Tens selalu berat. Ya lihat aja lu, dia mau menang mau kalah tetap ada hujatan. Kenapa? Karena terkenal. Emang curse-nya dia itu udah. HyperX versus Genji, lu megang yang mana bang? Hah, itu pertanyaan juga itu. Ngapain dijawab? Ya berapa min kayak itu, lihat tuh 1 versus 1 tuh, satu lagi dong. Kutukan orang terkenal menang kalah tetap dihujat, iyalah pasti gitu. Orang mah iri aja gue lihat sih. Sama kayak Reforsi yang menang kalah dapat hujatan. Iya, semakin lu terkenal pasti ada lah haters mah. Amin, orang kalau udah jadi haters ya lu mau berprestasi seperti apapun dia pasti cari celah lah. Udah nggak bisa dilawan mah haters mah kalau udah kayak gitu. Apalagi hatersnya Indonesia, jago cok. Pro player haters kita tuh banyak anjing. Nyari celahnya hatam. Menurut lo ada kemungkinan HyperX buat jadi champion tahun ini nggak bang? Gue sih pengen. Biasnya gue sih pengen ya. Ya kita lihat aja nih, apa mereka dengan monyet, apa yang mereka cooking. HyperX sekarang 3 Indo, iya 3 Indo, ada monyet kan soalnya. Dah ya. Beli. Menunya apa chef? Ya, tunggu saja Alex ya. Kita tinggal menunggu. Nunggu mejanya pecah apa enggak tuh, kebelah apa enggak tuh meja. Tim Pure Indo nggak ada ya bang? Kalau Pure Indo tuh maksud lu 5-5-nya orang Indo. Kalau di franchise nggak ada. Tim RRQ aja paling banyak kan 3 Indo. Sama bahkan sekarang sama HyperX ya. HyperX juga 3 Indo sekarang. Tapi kan kalau representasi HyperX ya Singapura. Yang representasi Indo RRQ. Jadi yang lebih Indonesia siapa? Ya RRQ sih. Kalau dari 2 itu ya, kenapa lagi? Ada bro, tahun depan boom yang masuk, amin. Tahun ini dulu nih. Yang ngecok dulu deh, intinya. Semoga nggak ngecok. Rasanya boom tuh udah ini seringnya apa kalau di Indonesianya mah oke gitu loh, tapi kadang-kadang kalau udah masuk apa setelahnya, nah itu tuh kadang-kadang tuh ada aja tuh. Semoga aja tahun ini aman. Kalau menang, berusaha dulu di challenges ya. Reforsi udah gak main. Ada kok di Alter Ego. kan invitation dia sama Boom Esports. Jadi yang challengers kan itu mereka nunggu dulu. Udah di invite soalnya dari awal. Tahu-tahu yang wakilin Indo AE, menurut gue sih bisa terjadi. Realistically speaking ya, bisa terjadi menurut gue. Kenapa hype cemas kau deh anjir? Mabuhay yang wakil nanti. Mabuhay butuh orc. Mereka lagi cari orc itu. Belum dapat anjir. AE versus RRQ menurut lu gimana bang? Masih RRQ lah tetep. VCT tahun ini kontinen. Maksud lu contender? Kok kontinen aja? Minimal ada orang ort dulu biar bisa berangkat kayak Bonkers. Bahkan Bonkers itu kalau nggak salah duitnya dari itu loh, dari donation loh mereka bisa berangkat yang zaman Bonkers itu. Ingat gue dari donation itu dia. Pengen sih bisa lihat Boom atau AE atau tim Indo lain bisa juara Seiren. Dia kawal saja ya, dikawal saja. VCT rilis kapan bang? Gak tahu. Kayaknya 20-an deh, gak tahu deh. Nanti lihat aja. Gue juga nunggu kok. Crowdfunding dari Tarik menyelamatkan mereka. Nah itu maksud gue. Gue lupa ada Tariknya tapi. Contender juaranya tim apa aja? Menurut gue sih Leviathan, Energy, Paper X. Jujurnya selain Paper X kalau di Pacific siapa ya? I think T1 can do, maybe. Just maybe. I think cukup solid T1 sih kemarin gue lihat. Terus kalau EMEA udah pasti Fnatic. Sisanya EMEA gue kurang tahu sih siapa yang bakal itu. Gue nggak tahu Navi apakah bakal sebagus itu balik lagi Arctis kan soalnya. Gue nggak tahu bakalan balik ke formnya yang sebelumnya apa enggak. Terus kalau CN kayaknya masih belum deh kalau CN menurut gue. Mereka kan tetap masih best teamnya masih EDG gitu kan. Jadi mungkin cuma EDG potensialnya di Cina. Dua bapak-bapak Arctis dan Angel. Mereka bersatu kembali anjir. Yang juara GE bro aman aja boleh. Pilihan orang beda-beda. Saya respect pilihanmu gak apa-apa. Kecuali DFM. Gak bercanda ya. Ingat saya mengayomi fans tim manapun di sini. Aman. Walaupun emang lebih sering, emang DFM emang lebih sering dibully aja emang. Kalau di sini. Tetap respect kok tapi. Alon lagi bagus banget ada governor. Nah masalahnya tadi gua lihat cuman governornya doang. Sedangkan lu butuh teman-temannya dia juga harus nyala gitu loh. Gak bisa cuman governor doang tadi. Kebetulan aja tuh TS musuhnya aja. Coba kalau musuhnya yang bisa nembak semua.
Right? Sure. I think KJ has been a little bit nerfed, so I understand that, and I think Sentinel-wise, no matter what, Nat can do this, and he can play a really, really mean Cypher.
Well, this is going to be an awesome game, and I think everyone in the Riot Games arena is excited for this one. It's map 3, and the winner is going to be moving on to face off against EG next week.
Let's go. Soalnya TS itu ya, gue lihat nih TS ini dari dulu ya. Masalahnya tuh ya,
Thank you very much, guys.
kalau
Yeah,
bagus
looking forward to
banget
this
tuh
one.
tim mainnya.
Got a little treat for me.
Tapi kalau lagi burik banget juga. Gak ada in between anjir. Gue nggak tahu tuh TS sering kayak gitu tuh gue lihat dari tahun lalu.
Brimstone's cake taste.
Thick.
Thick, well cooked. I mean, this
By
is
the way,
a well
ayo,
cooked comp
kita
from
ke
G2.
Asen.
I'm not sure I'm as sold on it as Mimi is. And one of the reasons for that is because contrasting it to what we saw from Loud, where they were running the Viper, Loud had huge amounts of exec utility, right? This comp doesn't seem to, in my mind. You've taken away the recon dart, you've taken away all of the like crazy flashes from the Breach, Phoenix, stuff like that.
TS tuh kalau playernya mirip Nightbot kayak, kalau bagus ya bagus tapi seringnya enggak. Itu konsistensinya itu loh. Dibutuhkan konsistensi, men.
For now, on the defense side, the Cypher can be really deadly. Something that Kesnit's going to have to think about when he gets there.
Itu juga salah satu masalah RRQ tahun kemarin sih. Kan lore kita itu masalahnya juga di situ tuh. Konsistensi.
Even with the flash to reposition, there's an attempt by Clouds to punish that one straight through main, but it was shut down by Trent.
Menurut lu saya ropeng pandal worth it nggak bang? Worth it aja. Untuk harganya ya, untuk harganya segitu dapatnya itu bagus menurut gua. Anjir di Prefire itu, fix Prefire coy.
That makes it so much more winnable. They now have access to the whole of front side.
Off angle by Leaf though. Damage done, but no kill. Doesn't again. Dash forwards. That's the dice. Trent.
He must have seen Trent. He was flicking that direction. It would have come up as a
Bagus.
question mark.
Trennya nggak overpick, dia nunggu temen dulu.
They know that the site's clear.
And now down 2v2. Like I said, all that damage done, so Kesnet is weak, but he's already just been ripping them apart anyway. No way.
Ropeng sama Kuronami bedanya apa bang? Dari desainnya nggak jauh beda. Kalau lu ngomongnya nggak jauh beda, gua nggak tahu mata lu ada apa sih. Jelas-jelas bedanya kayak gitu. Disamain tuh gimana maksud gua? I mean kalau lu disuruh nyari 10 perbedaan dari dua skin itu, kalau nggak nemu sih aneh sih menurut gua.
They've just rescued a 2v4 to be able to win only their second pistol. Not that it did them much good on Sunset, but that's a great start. They get rifles on board for Kesnet and Shy because they have so much money from the plant, from the kills, loaded into those two players. G2 are just going to try and fight the mid. This could be a brawl.
Smoke shot down.
Gue lebih setuju kalau narasinya Zero Fang basically kayak Arctis Light. Itu masih lebih setuju gue. Soalnya feel-nya rada persis. Terutama di bagian suara ya. Zero Fang menurut lu gimana? Bagus. Tapi gue nggak beli. Gua tuh lagi nunggu karambit anjir. Belum ada karambit yang baru nih. Gua kan paling suka melee karambit tapi gak punya nih selain velocity nih. Lagi nunggu gua. Karambit yang baru kayak gimana nih? Belum ada bundle baru yang karambit. Anjir, by the way COD tengah tuh.
Now he can play with utter confidence in this round too and be close to his blade storm next round. That's a good punish though. Valen instant there with the one way. Don't know whether the Senpai was even required. And there's a trip to stop this lurk.
Your trip, not playing off of it. Hello.
Not broken.
Not broken either, yeah. Kesnet is just fully lit up. Dash
Yup.
there. Oh, God, straight past him.
Untung dia punya dash itu anjir.
Kesnet, but nobody there. In fact, he's just making his way into the site. Back to Jenny. Valen gets that one off. Jonah P from the high ground as well as a high-low setup. Jonah P still active, alive and kicking. But teammates to join him now with Melzer as the lone player surviving on crew. Close to it. Down the smoke. A bit of a tap.
Karambit gak ada obat kecuali Ion Karambit yang gua rada nyesel belinya. Gua merasa Karambit Ion paling jelek aja salah satunya. Efeknya sih lumayan oke ya, itunya kayak kalau nyabit kan kayak ada efek itunya. Efek-efek kotak-kotaknya gitu kan. Tapi bentuknya itu loh. Menurut gue sekarang Karambit terbaiknya itu sih River Karambit sama Champion sih. Kayaknya yang Champions gue pas zaman itu masih belum konten, jadi nggak ada budget untuk beli itu.
All of those instances though, somebody from crew was still able to get a kill.
Mungkin kalau Senpai ada dari dulu mungkin kebeli itu.
Games on point. You can see the value of the cipher though, able to spread all across the map, gathering information in all sorts of different places. And that same trip is up again. They're worried
Itu
about
jagoin siapa bang? Yang ini pertandingan yang ini G2 mah. Lebih ke arah karena familiar aja tapi. Tembok dong.
Particular attempt there with the bullets, but now he's
Amin kayak halo Revan.
clearing through Cat with the rest of his team. Really chance to explode with a flash.
VCT buat yang budget minim, tapi tuh itu loh termasuk skin langka tahu karena skin battle pass kan nggak bakal balik ya. Lalu nggak dapat velocity karambit mah, nggak bisa dapat lagi tuh. Termasuk karambitnya langka itu. Karambit prime bagus, bagus tapi kayaknya udah mulai ketinggalan gitu. Udah skin lama, jadi kayak udah ketinggalan gitu. Udah basi. Kayak dulu kan, zaman dulu kan kayak Ion Phantom dulu tuh bagus banget tuh. Sekarang udah nilai value-nya udah turun tuh karena udah lama itu. Yang nggak bisa turun tuh kayak Prime Vandal tuh nggak bisa turun tuh value-nya tuh. Karambit River mantap sih, terutama yang warna hitam dulu. Warna hitam auranya warna merah tuh gokil tuh. Tiba-tiba 105 Odin Gaming langsung terheadshot. Itulah kenapa Odin tidak dipakai ya guys ya. Jarang dipakai sama pro player.
If we catch MTA in the replay here, I mean the coordination from the team.
Prime Karambit sayang nggak bisa diputar. Ya itu gue bilang value-nya turun karena skin lama. Skin lama kan animasinya nggak ada yang aneh-aneh ya.
Experimentation of G2 with this composition maybe going a bit amiss. We'll find out though. Still early days, but 3 rounds for crew on their attack side of Ascent is already getting off to a great start, forcing G2 down to the.
Yep, betul Banci, betul.
They're probably going to be able to claim that 4. Shy still there. Kesnet, look at this guy hunting for the kills.
Bang, kapan mandi? Habis ini selesai. Nunggu ini selesai dulu. Habis itu mandi, makan. Apa beli astaga itu.
And fire from net. Earns a free one. Grouping up now. Making sure they cut the noise.
Nah kalau Sheriff gimana kak? Ada yang pengen lo beli nggak? Sheriff ya? Gue bukan pemain Sheriff banget soalnya aja. Tapi kalau ada yang mau gue beli, apa aja sih Sheriff? Gue bahkan sudah lupa jadi apa Sheriff apa aja skinnya aja saking jarangnya ngeliatin.
Shuts it all down on top of it. Klaus is out wide here. Bit of danger towards it. Trent. That's 2 straight to the dome. Showing Klaus down, double face, out wide, Melzer, 1v1, him versus Trent.
Bisa bedain Sovereign sama Forsaken Vandal nggak? Maksudnya bedain apanya nih dalam segi apanya? Kan cuma beda warna tuh. Amin halo Valoranti.
What is that? Straight through the wall. Free fire onto the corner.
Halo juga Alvin, welcome to the stream. Jangan lupa di like.
God, you're not going to be able to do this every time though. So G2 still need to make these adaptations to deal with what crew are generally going for in the rifle.
Iya, apa bedanya? Gak ada bedanya, cuma beda warna doang sama finisher sama warna. Ntar tiba-tiba kok. Bentar ya guys, tiba-tiba. Oh aman-aman. Mengagetkan saja.
Crew not looking towards mid. B main seems to be their aim, but look at that. Hold down a Jonah P already. No command. Waving through. They're going to be waiting this one out. Everybody suppressed, just cutting noise.
And that's because all of the utility there made it feel like a fast B-pop, especially that KO flash through the window. Line up.
Oh, hancur nih harusnya.
Nades. All combined, final pulse does it. Lockdown's destroyed. Players are rotating though. Maybe the goal of this was to try and fake.
Lockdownnya
But no,
hancur.
I mean, Mel's has still got this one. They're into the site here. Kesnet is traded though. In through the back.
Bilang ultimate orb.
Crew already walking up, but they're blinded. MTA didn't stand a chance. 3 players now onto lane. Bit of a pause and a drop down. Still trying to cover those angles. How is Carl's getting away with that? Balin, Utilo in his hand, straight through the wall.
Odinnya farming, akhirnya panen Odinnya coy. Akhirnya panen.
Lucky to not get spammed. Attack once more. Has to wait for the second pulse of it. Has to keep moving. Shot dart now committing out towards Dyson.
Langsung. Nah kalau kayak gitu bagus Odin dipakainya kayak gitu. Tapi kalau kayak yang fight 1v1 gitu sulit. Kalau udah dipantengin kepala. Masanya Odin kena kepala sekali cuma 78 ya tetepnya. Kalau Vandal kan kena kepala langsung hilang.
So then they waited for a long time to try to get in, because they were waiting for Melzer to come and deliver the spikes so that they could get into side.
Kalau yang berbuat gini-gini oke nih Odin nih. Nembakin dinding aja udah. Teori menembak tanpa melihat musuh di mana.
Towards B main. This is where Kesnit's currently playing. They could try to do something fast, but no.
Kok belum ada yang beli bundle Serofang yang main kayak apa pet sama. Kok tadi ada yang pakai ghostnya? Ghostnya enak sih emang, ghostnya Serofang. Salah satu yang terenak gua rasa. Dulu kan gua merasa paling bagus kan untuk ghost ini ya, Sovereign ya. Tapi sejak ada Zerofang, kayaknya Zerofang jadi tier teratasnya deh. Untuk ghost. Oh, anjir di spam gitu cok.
It's fast a bit, quick with it, now with a bit of pace. Spike still with them on top of it, so it's a 3v3 and a retake of lead with the operator makes this one a really difficult task.
Menurut pisaunya lebih ke light Konami, enggak lah, beda lah. Beda tipe anyway. Yang satu dual kunai, yang satu pisau tactical knife kayak Xeno Hunter gitu kan animasi keluarnya, sama kayak Lock-in punya pisau juga. Bedanya animasi itunya pakai rada-rada kayak Konami dikit gitu lempar-lemparnya. Pas di-inspect.
What a response from Crew. It felt like the momentum had been snarled up in round 5 and round 6 off the back of the eco that he ended up losing, but they've pulled that one out of nowhere.
Handle scam. Lu ngerti Arctis scam gak sih? Orang-orang yang ngomong scam ini ngerti Arctis scam gak sih? Lu lo bahkan gak dipaksa beli aja. Scam dari mana?
He needs to be able to use his paranoia to stop Crew once they actually commit to the site. Well, there it goes. But this is an eco round.
Lagi gua scam. Ya serah lu lah.
Get leaf this or played some for the next round, but he's twice about it. Backing away now with the drone, Kisnet straight through.
Gak disuruh beli.
Set up with the rest of his team.
Bilang scam. Kocak.
Big rotations from G2 now.
And Leaf, by
Gak ada yang maksa bro.
We're talking about him getting his players from online. He's having an absolute nightmare of an opening.
Kalau lu dipaksa ditipu terus beli itu scam no. Tipu-tipu no.
Walking forwards.
Lu tahu harga, lu tahu barangnya dari mana scam yang betul.
To just take your contact. These players managed to tuck themselves up into a deep position. The cam.
I think that's seen Kes.
No. They are rotating away. They are none the
Scam itu
wiser.
no, lu beli akun no.
Has slunk in, hasn't he? Look at this
Duitnya
guy.
ditilep no.
Fox in
Akunnya
the
nggak
pen.
dikasih no.
Trip taken out. It's a completely open site. And he's making a
Anjir
call.
dimainin anjir.
I'm surprised they even wanted to break it. But okay, they've given the game
Tiba-tiba
away.
langsung ke B.
But the spike's getting
B-nya kosong.
and close cross.
Get out of there. Yep, Melzer TP across as well. Sight. Stairs haven't actually properly cleared this one, but Klaus, okay, they suspect that everybody has rotated off with the call there still.
Ya lanjut lah. Justru kewajiban gua buat Pacific nanti, bro. Ini apa? Ini side quest. Main quest gua Pacific. Amerika ini side quest aja. Oke, Davin, see you.
Finishes that fight. 3 to 5, Crew leading here, attack side of Ascent.
It's not just the outskilling, but
Ya
that is
betul,
there.
Banci.
I mean,
Sesimpel itu
Kesnet,
padahal.
Shy, even MTA on some of these entries they've just been phenomenal with the gun skill. But also Kesnet demonstrating that super high IQ in order to find the entry for his team.
Ntar saya datang lagi siang ya, boleh.
That's a split second timing and super reminiscent of what
Pasifik ntar siapa yang main coba tanda seru jadwal WP. Silakan, ada tuh semua untuk hari ini.
Knife over towards B main, letting them know that Crew are not playing that area aggressively. But it's such a passive setup from G2.
Yeah. No one.
Ini ada laut cabang priok nggak hari? Ini DFM-nya tadi ya, jangan-jangan ya. Lu ganti nama lagi, Cok. DFM number one nih.
Could be threats with that smoke. And Crew are respecting it.
Tapi laut cabang priok
This
aja.
would be around for Leaf to come online. He's taking a very long sight line here.
Iya, kalau udah kayak gitu langit emang bagian selera kalau itu mah udah, kalau masalah itu gak masalah kalau itu.
Crew have this easy access down cap. There is a trip.
Pamit turu dulu Min Kai, di sini datang malam aja. Lu di mana?
This is where the paranoia is absolutely imperative.
Again, spotted. No one able to really capitalize though off somebody getting tripped up into a paranoia dash forwards now from the rest of them. Only good for the one. An instantaneous trade, flash, off to the side, dodge.
Okay.
Still with the one, Blaze Storm. Regenerated, rejuvenated, dashing and backing away. Jonah P delivers it.
Kejar-kejaran lagi, Cok. Ini sumpah dua tim ini dari tadi tuh.
They return, not
Ini
out of it just
Mersalp ya. Kejar-kejaran mulu anjir. Apakah ini 6-6 lagi? Dijapu mulu anjir. Kejar.
He also steps up for the squad. But the actual utility war still not looking great for G2. There was a knife there that suppressed Valen and stopped him from being able to use the paranoia. But Jonah P wasn't suppressed. And
Blastorm sama Overdrive saling adu, menang mana? Overdrive-nya Neon maksudnya. Ya Blastorm lah, kalau langsung kena kepala langsung mati. Overdrive lu kena kepala pun kagak langsung mati anjir. Namanya emang Overdrive ya? Gue lupa lagi namanya itunya. Emang Overdrive ya?
Flash, anti-flash position played onto the top corner. It's Leaf. Does he see this inside the smoke? He's not watching. He's not watching. He's not watching. Side by side, the jet plays. Oh no! What is that?
Apaan sih?
Flash there, right click does not do the job. Valen eventually, it's late.
Bruh.
It's messy, but eventually.
What the heck is that?
Still alive there, but eventually now.
Anjir baru sadar.
They are powering their way through. Side games.
Kok ada highlight-nya nih orang? Aku kan pakai jet juga ya. Itu mikir dulu loh tadi dia. Gak langsung nembak loh itu. Pikir dulu aja. Lah, gua kan pakai jet ya. Pikir dulu coy itu.
Throw it in his face. That was to take first contact, and there goes the swing for Melza.
Lagi menjadi tanaman.
Valen's paranoia way late.
What the heck?
They're just not being able to identify the timings.
Ada tuh momen gitu masih tuh.
Pull out the utility, use it.
Jadi krisis sementara.
By the time they realize the Crew have committed, they're already having to take gunfights. I mean,
Dipikir
obviously
bug
this
kali
is
ya.
a weird example, but there you see it, just in the kill cam. Valen's playing over towards Switch, and he's got someone in his face by the time he uses the flash.
Momen ger.
A big 5-person
Auto di briefing. Tactical dulu coy, tactical dulu.
Utility timing correct, and G2 are struggling so much with that. Meanwhile, in the slower pace,
Anda.
Kesnet is like an eel. He finds his way through the smallest gaps.
Dia mikir mau bunuh pakai pisau ulti atau pisau merah anjir.
He can go. He can slip through any crack.
Yeah, you're just making me hungry. I mean, 14-6, that's the scoreline for Kesnet.
Nah gitu timingnya ya.
Kills to deaths.
That's so sad for Kesnet.
Yeah. Why is it sad?
Because I'm trying to describe him similar to an eel or an octopus, and it's just making you want to eat him.
I mean, he's popping off too. He's popping off. Listen, I'm trying to spin this one in a positive direction.
You're too sushi filled.
Yeah, I really am. Okay, this. This needs to be a turnaround for G2. That's why the timeout's being taken. Adjustments being made. I mean, it's these quirky timings the crew are taking by contacting up. Maybe
Yuk,
refighting
6-6 yuk.
VCT, maybe some hot flash plays, but
Gue yang dukung cuma karena logonya keren. Ya kali gitu aja. Harus dikenali dong timnya.
Crew are not playing there that often, but Net keeps going for these that get info, but really deep information.
Be a double peek off Cat with his flash of Jonah P, but they're going to miss the timing again because they're just walking. They're missing the timing again. Jonah P, he's there, forced to just underhand it.
Di delay aja, nggak berani lagi dah tuh.
They just can't get the
Udah ketek.
they can't get the timings.
Kayak
for this
gitu.
defensive util because they don't have people taking contact in the right spots. You know, they don't have that alarm bot to play off in mid or a jet playing aggressively.
Menurut lo Rever Vandal gimana? Bagus. Maksud skin OG yang bagus itu. Tapi kalau gue suruh mirip Prime atau River,
No one's playing like an early.
gue lebih Prime. Makanya itu selera balik lagi. Sebenarnya menurut gue Prime sama River tuh satu tier.
It's going B split.
Again, the eel is in mid. I repeat, 2 players to meet him. They're going to be doubling.
Kesnet News nih sering banget dapat anjir. Dapat potongan-potongan kayak tadi tuh. Tadi pas pakai chamber juga. Kalau susah. Tradisi 66 akankah terpecahkan di sini? Tradisi 66 tadi. Masih bulan Februari udah nanya skin VCT keluar kapan? Championsnya masih Agustus. Hampir.
But not quite there. The electric eel
Hampir
and the
itu.
squad pulling up to 7. It's absurd what Kesnet is doing. And Shy too has
Oke,
just
K7
decided
channel. Thank you udah mampir.
to turn up in terms of his fragging in this map. Every duel he takes. I mean, this was a sick play.
Katanya mau muding. Muding apaan muding?
The timing amazing. But it's just not enough.
Skin Serofeng itu skin apa? Skin ini. Apa skin perayaan Imlek. Kan tahun naga, makanya di Roveng itu sebenarnya naga itunya. Temanya naga modern gitu ya.
To win their first, I guess this is not quite a regular season game, is it? But you know,
Ya gue mudik tanggal 23. Gak sekarang juga. Gue paling nanti missnya hari Sabtu doang sih.
Down from Shy. Players not with them here. Crew. Not sure what the aim of this is.
I mean, Mel's has got his ult and the spike, so I think this might be some kind of elaborate fake.
Lagi-lagi konten kreator Valorant dikira admin Riot. Gua tuh sering tuh dikira admin Riot, apa orang dalam Riot. Padahal
Into the back of the site here by Valen. He
siapa
cancels it.
kita?
Still the rest of the team out wide. And spotted.
Look at that, they fake.
Biasanya skin Imlek no efek, ini baru iya.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Mereka mau pakai pendekatan yang baru.
No one to play off this trip. And they're just taking the time of it as well, so it just gets broken. Smoke, settle down now.
Ini VCT EMEA kapan mulai? Seingat gue 20. Cina 22.
Multiple directions. Guns aren't good for G2. They do have one thing going for them. No command. The abilities. TP's into spawn. No, sir. They spot anything from that one.
They are so slow.
It's really slow. Really labored.
Waduh.
Try close. Interlogs.
Sulit.
Remove him ever so slightly. Beautiful shots though from G2. Making a good go of this one.
Anjir, G2-nya udah sekarang semua ini.
Time is ticking. The biggest enemy against them right now. They can't deal with these big main players.
Oh, never mind, bro. Tidak peduli darah udah low semua. Gak apa-apa. Gak ngefek.
What a retake from G2. But is that enough? Getting to only 5 on defense.
Siapa bang tahun ini tetap
What
perplex
does
lah.
the composition look like on the attack side? How are they going to be able to get into sites without exec util? We've seen Valen call an amazing attack side on Sunset, but I think more pressure on his shoulders than there has been in a
Wah,
long
trennya
time.
mantap sih itu.
First game in tier 1 and crew are pushing them to the very limit.
Yeah.
Kayak Only Vandal 33% off DNF, ambil atau jangan. Terserah lu suka nggak? Banyak orang yang nggak suka Only Vandal suaranya loh. Jadi balik lagi ke selera lu. Soalnya banyak orang yang merasa suaranya Only Vandal itu terlalu enteng. Ada orang yang bilang gitu. Kalau gue sih aman-aman aja makainya ya.
How do you feel about Crew this time around, coming into 2024 season?
I feel confident about them. I think they're going to be top 5 in the league.
Oh, top 5. What about you?
I had no doubts going into this. I honestly think that they're going to be able to go to Madrid.
Oh, calling Madrid right here and now. Obviously, my boy over here, his voice is absolutely shattered because he's been cheering for Crew endlessly. So, guys, give it up. Give it up for the Crew. All right, I'm going to step aside for a second. Are there any G2 fans?
Kalau 31% Prime Vandal ambil boleh. Ini Prime Vandal sih harusnya sih aman untuk semua orang ya harusnya.
Alright. Let's see. What's up, buddy? Okay, what's the sign?
Valen. Yo. Valen is the GOAT. Valen my throat, okay?
What the fuck?
Wonderful. Well, sir, you can go that way. Thank you so much for that one. And that is why we don't have nice things. No, jokes aside, though, guys, we got some things to give away for you wonderful people. Can we just go ahead and chuck some stuff into the crowd?
Terlalu dah, Bang. Bagi-bagi apa tuh? Lempar-lempar apa itu, Aku juga pengen. Red Gun Body kah?
One over here. Back here. Hold on, Colin, if you don't mind, my friend. I gotta make sure the kids get them. Here you go, guys.
Wah, dikasih ke bocil.
There you go.
Privilege bocil.
Thank you for coming.
Apaan tuh anjir? Kunainya jet itu anjir. Boneka-boneka gitu kali ya?
We're gonna send it back over to Brennan Sideshow. Who wants some free stuff?
Pelasih gitu kayaknya. Nisti. Di sini kagak di Senpai kita tidak encourage untuk penjual belian akun. Yang di sini cari tempat lain. Jangan-jangan stiker Irsen anjir jauh bener tuh.
Okay, let me refocus for a moment. Well then, so.
Game Prelude kalau ada di NM gue ambil. Prelude mana bisa masuk NM? Yang eksklusif dia. Remember NM nggak bisa di atas Ultra apa di atas Premium. Kalau info betting sama, ngapain lu cari-cari gituan? Kita tidak encourage joki, tidak encourage FJB, akun. Apalagi betting.
I mean, they're going to be fast onto the flank, I think, through Cat. Fast as the play from G2 on top of it. Tuck to the corner, shy. Doesn't win it. Good opening.
That's a fantastic opener from Leaf. He needs more of those.
Kill, but guess what? They are so fast. It's rapid. Knife didn't connect. Kesnet dealt with paranoia.
Market berapa bulan sekali sih, Min? Nggak pasti sih, tapi biasanya apa ya? 2 bulan kayaknya. 2 bulan setelah selesai kayaknya. Setelah naik market selesai 2 bulan lagi kayaknya ya, seingat gua. Tapi nggak pasti gitu loh, nggak pasti. Kadang-kadang bisa cepat, kadang-kadang bisa lebih lama. Tapi kurang lebih 2 bulan, seingat gua.
An excellent pistol round that keeps G2 in things. Trent has a lineup that lands so that he's got a Viper orb one way between grass and tree. I wonder if we can catch it at some point, but you can see it in some of these replays. That is a really unusual.
Suka Riot. Oke, betul.
Keep an eye out for if G2 look like they're going towards tree in any of these rounds.
Main solo 2 smoker ala VCT oke kah? Selama komsnya jalan oke. Soalnya sering banget kan lu lihat kan kalau 2 smoker komsnya nggak jalan ke double smoke-nya. Nggak efektif dong. Menurut lo peluang RRQ di Pasifik gimana, men? Untuk Madrid sulit. Karena lihat grupnya aja kayak gitu kan. Jadi untuk Madrid menurut gua perjalanannya sulit kalau mereka mau benar-benar masuk Madrid.
They have thought about this with the comp.
Mana caranya jadi karyawan Riot kayak ya apply lah sana lu. Yang ngelamar kerja lah, gimana sih?
They're gonna hit the back. Yeah, they will hit the trip.
But if they just play to contain and play for exits,
Looking to do economical damage.
yeah, it could get bad.
No chance to win the round for them.
Iwan PRX habisi Madrid boleh.
Oh my god.
Biar apa? Sasuke sama Itachinya
Those exits.
Containing
qualified dua-duanya.
kills here. They need to get out with that rifle and bulldog, but only one weapon surviving.
What an excellent prioritization of the most damage that crew could do in that situation.
Viper masih power pick banget, kenapa? Waduh, gua udah jelasin tadi. Kemarin udah gua jelasin.
And then throw themselves into the spike.
Males
Make
ngulangin.
sure to cover everything. So now G2 got a bit of a question actually. Leaf is going to purchase up by the look of things.
Bang, lu tidur biasa butuh berapa jam? Biasa 8 jam, tapi belakangan lagi susah tidur gua.
He's not really, can't hurt me. He's not really, can't
Kemarin aja kan gua 3 jaman doang tuh kemarin
So
tuh.
Leaf is going to buy in this round, hoping to get up to the Blade Storm, but he's quite a long way away.
Cara lamar kerja tanpa skill apapun kayak mana, Bang? Les dulu, bimbingan dulu. Dapatkan skill dulu. Nah, habis itu lamar ya.
Did catch onto Leaf, so they know the Jet is in A main, and that's going to pull Kesnit over. Look at this one way, right? Look at that.
Playing in front of it though, MTA. Depending on how this is cleared, if G2 choose to fight this one back towards it, Kesnit's making sure to cover that angle. The orb goes down as well. Look at this guy, so damn consistent. He wants even more for it. Does Trent dare step into it? Unlikely.
Man, where is the utility?
Ada efek samping nggak, Bang? Kalau waktu tidur berubah mendadak.
One flash.
Kadang-kadang harus nyesuaiin lagi sih jamnya. Kadang-kadang nggak secepat itu gua adaptasinya dengan jam tidur baru gitu loh. Hanya sering ngantuk jadinya. Kalau nggak jam tidurnya nggak nyenyak gitu loh. Nggak pas 8 jam.
Where is the exec utility for G2?
It's just not there. Finally, you're seeing it flash over the top as well with that dash out, and maybe some kills to be found. Leafy's still alive.
Kayak orang dalam sebenarnya sih nggak baik ya kayak gitu ya. Apa orang dalam sebenarnya.
Crew had full containment of that one.
Harusnya kan yang kompeten ya.
They lost Valen early on.
Nyarinya, yang bener kan harusnya gitu ya.
When they actually hit the site, there's only one
Kalau
flash coming out from Joe.
orang dalam per orang dalaman ini dilanjutin mulu kan, ya
It's a real worry for me with this composition.
gua nggak mau bahas ah, nanti ke politik.
Bunker down on the sites.
But you got what I mean lah ya harusnya.
Position with the default composition. But the score is close. Having said that, G2 actually decided to buy in the previous round, like we'd said.
Enggak, makanya gue bilang lu mending orangnya masuk karena orang dalam apa karena orang yang kompeten. Karena gue gitu aja deh.
It's like magnetic when it hits the wall.
It's nasty.
These players put in so many hours into server time. Find the wildest things. There's some Viper main somewhere going, I've been using that since 1993 actually. That's old tech.
Yeah, it's always the Viper mains on the unorthodox maps. They just have the wildest.
8 jam biasanya buat anak-anak ya, men. Gue masih kadang-kadang 8 jam kadang-kadang. Kalau emang nggak ada event atau apa yang butuh gue bangun cepet.
Getting back away and it's so slow. The beginning here.
I think one of the win conditions.
Bukan aku yang memilih, Bang. Aku terakhir skillless, nggak bisa gitu, coy.
Into fighting aggressive in certain areas.
Nggak ada kayak gitu aja. Apalagi ngeklaim sendiri aja.
What a play.
Wow. Kill to be found there. Still. Shy drops down into the logs. Is he going to be spotted out? They've removed all of them. What a play indeed.
Biar aja baru PHK karyawan banyak iya anjir. Kemarin baru layoff berapa? 11% apa ya? Kalau nggak salah.
And then Leaf getting warmed up, dealing with his counterpart.
Those are still with a lot of utility. He's wanting to make a go of this one. Picks up a rifle. Bit to get lucky. Post plan being played. Everybody up onto the site.
This is just going to be a save.
Yep, thinking twice.
MTA and Kraus don't have enough money to be able to buy for next, so if they lose the Vandals, they're in a bad spot.
Saya nggak bisa hilangin. Alah, cuma bentar doang lo padahal.
The G2 and frankly actually all of the teams.
Lu mau bayarin emang? Biar subscribe.
Value from the eco round. When teams are also, I feel like.
Ini kayak sarapan bakmi lagi kan belum pesan.
Some of them really maximizing it just because of the threat of that outlaw purchase, but
I feel like the game plans that we're seeing from teams on eco rounds are really well fleshed out this year to be able to get that first pick.
Itu lu pasrah, nggak mau nyoba apa gimana anjir kalau udah kayak gitu ngomongnya. Aku tuh skillless, Bang, nggak ada kemampuannya. Ya lu udah nyoba belum? udah melatih sebuah skill dalam diri lu nggak? Apa cuman excuse doang, males-malesan sebenarnya?
That is going to make up for any downsides of the comp perfectly.
Look even better for them. It's always the way as well with these compositions. You just don't really know, especially when you run something like this, like G2 are running on Ascent. You know how it's going to be working out on their attack side. It was looking like
Mending coba dan gagal daripada nggak sama sekali. Gue setuju banget. Gue kan konten apa? Sarana content creation kan juga dengan mindset itu. Mending nyoba daripada enggak.
It's not about how big your utility is, it's about how you use it, Brad.
Okay. Why are you telling me that?
Well, I just thought you might need to know.
Enggak, gue emang ini shifter lu mau bercanda apa enggak, tapi gue kesel aja sama orang yang kayak gitu. Gue ngasih tahu aja, gue kesel sama orang yang belum apa-apa udah, ya aku nggak bisa.
Maximizing that potential to be able to get picks
Gak gitu anjir.
As you just saw, everything.
Yeah.
This round though, Jonah and Net with Guardians not choosing to upgrade to rifles. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Jonah was feasting with the Guardian on Sunset.
Toxins going up.
Mending skin gravitational daripada Spline. Setuju banget gue. Itu salah satu skin klasik impian gue tuh. Gravitational Neuroblaster itu. Uranium Neuroblaster.
Player left to anchor the site. That's Melzer towards the back. MTA, his jobs are just hold and contain towards tree. You can hear the players now, and that offloads his utility along with a paranoid. That's a lot.
Mantap bang, dapat ceramah pagi. Oke.
So much util used there, baited out by crew, exchanged. Not too much on the other side. Leaf though, having burnt the dash. Normally, teams are going to reset into an A split after this if they want to finish A. So this is, if G2 continue all bunched up in A main, this is going to be hard for them to get out through the choke.
Mollies might make it easier though. Where did these lineups land?
Skin bolong-bolong ya, tuh Spline tuh. Itu tapi AWP-nya Wardell tuh. Gue liat dia sering pakai itu aja. Gak tau udah seleranya kenapa gitu dah. Waduh. Tershutdown semua tiba-tiba. Entry-nya.
Here's the footsteps. Avoiding the spike for now.
He's forced to abandon Jonah.
Truly forced, and now Kesnet wraps it up pretty and neat with the bow on top of it. That's the lead for crew gained once more.
Just let them try to capture.
I do think that was a little.
Oke bang, nanti aku berusaha tapi nonton VCT dulu, boleh?
It was an interesting creative idea from Leaf, updrafting on the entry to try to create a high-low setup and let the rest of his team flood in. But a little too late, not quite enough pressure onto the people anchoring.
Bang, menurut lu skin 4 second berada di tier yang sama dengan Prime dan River atau di atas? Kayaknya termaksud sama sih sebenarnya. 4 second River sama Prime ya.
Singing past each other towards A main mid. It's the goal for G2 right now.
Bang, secara pribadi lebih suka nonton caster Indo atau luar? Pertanyaan trik kayak ini. Nggak, kalau Indonesia tergantung siapa casternya.
Kesnet with the dash, lots of targets. It's a rich environment.
Tapi pada akhirnya ya, kalau gue lagi mau DWP gini ya, gue nggak peduli sama casternya deh kayaknya pada akhirnya. Emang kita dengerin casternya.
Might be good enough now, especially with Kesnet removed. He's been a star player for this team.
Kalau lagi WP gini kan fokus ngomong sendiri pada akhirnya ya, bahas-bahas sesuatu sendiri ya.
Enough duration on the drone.
And the camera from net again just letting them know nobody pushed behind it.
Contacting up and out of flash. Through, Leaf's caught by it. Nanoswarms as well. The rest of his team can't follow up through, so this is buying time for Shy.
Pagi bang, pagi Pokman.
Leaf just played this one. Klaus still close to the dice. Out wide.
Gak bahaya tangga.
Deep for them to try and pop through.
Dua-duanya udah low. Ditembakin through the smoke.
Shrapnel straight through, and Melzer, last one left, has to save surely.
Kayaknya sering dipakai di VCT. Lebih tepatnya kalau di Ascent sih wajib ya kayaknya ya. Kalau di Ascent. KO selalu dipakai di Ascent untuk default pick.
It looked awkward, didn't it? I mean, Leaf was full block.
Kalau sebagai penonton mikir suka nonton di WP atau official. Pada akhirnya kalau yang WP itu lo harus ini ya, kalau menurut gua lu cocok-cocokan juga ya sama yang punya WP ya pada akhirnya. Lu juga kesini kan karena mungkin merasa cocok sama gua misalnya. Tapi gue lebih sering nonton official deh kayaknya. Kalau gue dulu ya. Karena kan WP terus nih, jadi gue udah nggak nonton WP orang lain nih.
With how tight this game has been, and the fact that we're currently at 9-9 as well, all of those conversations about crew.
Kayak sama Sofa, ya dua itu kayak lumayan wajib sih.
Those are all gonna start to rear their head again if they can't close things out here, because it really looks like they're in control.
Tapi ini bedanya kalau G2 kan bawa Viper dia.
I mean, when he has performances like this, you should be able to convert them into match wins.
Oh, lu nonton WP lu sendiri nggak? Maksudnya? Maksudnya gue nonton replaynya gitu.
Since the eco though, fast play for G2, they want to try and burst themselves into the site.
Timmy's doing his best.
It really is. What? That is insane. Talk about nerves.
Gila, dia nggak peduli coy. Tapi sebenarnya sih itu bisa berhasil tuh. Tapi sayangnya nggak ada yang nge-pick aja.
Still the eco. Smoke drops off. It's so awkward, right?
This is a weird way to play.
It's really odd. They're all going to be just waterfalling down straight into hell.
Nggak, itu sengaja itu dia, emang kayak gitu. Jadi orang kan mikirnya udah aman kan, Heaven-nya ada Molly kan. Tapi ternyata di pick anyway gitu loh. Jadi nggak siap orang. Makanya dibilangnya nerfnya nekat nih orang nih. Tapi sayangnya nggak dapet deh. Gak dapet siapa-siapa.
That's a very deliberate decision that they went for there, putting so many people in hell, putting the smoke there too, all trying to play off each other.
Disiplin, itu berarti disiplin tuh.
So messy. But yeah, especially when crew have stingers to play with as well. At that kind of range, that is dangerous.
Could have been a coin flip.
But G2 have taken the lead now. 10-9.
Disiplin atau hoki sih sebenarnya.
The attack side has been all theirs. Only 2 rounds gained for crew on this half. Guns by their side. Crew put a stop to it once more.
Di nerf ribuan kali tapi Jet tetap dipakai. Soalnya nggak ada agent lain yang punya dash, cuman dia yang punya dash.
Odin spam off Shy's contact, or actually off the turret contact. Oh, Klaus.
Gak ada yang bisa gantiin dashnya Jet anjir.
Contact and then go for the Odin spam.
Basically dash tuh kan kayak nyawa kedua ya.
Shy forward breaks the cam. Been using that one a lot. Right, does have the Odin spam with the turret now. Feels his hand ever so slightly though. Just going to make donasi think twice. Pop flash. Now the paranoia sent flying. He's making this feel like a bee here.
Yell free Carmin, ya semacam.
Pulling the players away for the rotation. Still 2 remain from crew. Anchored, hard positions here. It's up to MTA with a nade. Drop down at his feet. Reposition him back down, up to Heaven. Melzer. It's a really, really tight angle. Allen! Oh, shot to the cranium. Kens's time to shine, though. Let's see what he can do. Hunter's Fury from afar. Klaus seeking support for a long-range angle.
Tapi oke, 2 lawan 2. Tidak expect. Iya, di double pick langsung. Nice. Enggak. Itu kalau low elo itu yang satu nggak peduli tuh. Kalau low elo yang satunya bodo amat, dia tetap ngeplan itu. Gak peduli. 4-nya ditahan itu kalau low elo.
Spam into the door, but he doesn't quite break it. He's anticipating the reflank. That's why he has to clear it. Time.
Gak ada tuh konsep double pick tuh nggak ada anjir.
There's so much to clear right now for Klaus, hopping over the top. Good movement in the end. The tap, forcing it out. Shots
ketahuan posisi.
Now reveals his position off to the side.
Trying
to play this as well as he can.
Udah lo tidak donasi. Oh nggak sempat. Harusnya nggak sempat. Yep.
Klaus was so convinced that Jonah was going to be playing some kind of aggressive angle there. He was trying to bait out, a push from Heaven or Somebody anchoring
Ini
generator.
sih
He just couldn't believe that Jonah was
kayaknya dia
so
kaget
far back.
Odinnya.
And yeah, the timing so close. Crew are gonna call another timeout.
Tech
It
pause.
is just in time, unlike on Sunset where it was already the damage had been done at that point. But
Apakah
this
ini
time,
menjadi kemenangan
the
pertama tim
final
Ascension?
timeout
Bisa
called by
jadi.
Latin, when Crew are forced onto
Possible
an eco,
sekali.
I think by the look of their economy, and almost giving G2
Belum pernah nyobain sama sekali apakah Vandal Crystalsis enak feel-nya, soalnya ada DNM. Gue sih nggak pakai ya, nggak pernah, jarang ketemu juga di tanah buat dicobain, jadi kayak nggak bisa review banyak kayaknya, gue nggak bisa berkomentar banyak soal Crystalsis.
A repeat. The same for this year here in the kickoff.
Apakah memakai Odin di Prosin menurunkan martabat? Enggak lah. Cuman di ini aja di public karena kesel sebenarnya sih, bukan karena apa itu.
Looking too good for Crew.
Karena skill issue.
Deep, I think, for the weaponry here, but
Kayaknya ngambek kalau ada orang pakai Odin.
can't count this team out. Maybe it's possible to stem the bleeding, but in all likelihood looks like a G2 up to 12.
Udah makan bang? Belum. Habis ini. Selesaiin dulu. Habis itu makan, mandi, istirahat bentar. Habis itu lanjut ke Pasifik.
Plays to meet them here. Melzer. Repositions actually. Runs his little wee legs there into wine, so.
One suppressed.
Nova Odin Ascent. Pokoknya biasanya tuh yang Odin tuh Ascent sama ini. Sama Lotus. Bentar, Lotus, sorry. Lotus sama Ascent. Itu paling sering pakai Odin tuh orang-orang.
Backs away. Paranoia now. Respect that one. They are sending out util though. Damage.
Udah apa, Cok?
Like I said, never count Crew out. She's Guardian spam. Leaf being the casualty there. Be left reeling here. 4v5 for G2 now. They were good for it in the first map. Let's see if they can convert once more. It'll be much more difficult though. Uphill battle. Players to meet them. Still don't have main control. This time cutting noise. Bit of a.
And they've bled G2 out of all flash utility. This is my question again. 45 seconds.
Kalau belum tahu cara counter Odin wajar sih kesel. Mau tahu kenapa? Karena dia low elo, nembak kepala aja susah.
Waiting for the smoke now. Valen. Okay.
Sedangkan kalau musuhnya Vandal kan, karena kepala langsung mati sebenarnya. Kayaknya low elo pada kesel sama Odin. Saya nembak kaki drrrr. Nembak kaki pun juga sakit gitu. Indomie favorit rasa apa? Gue suka rendang. Waduh, gak ada waktu gak sih harusnya? Ya ampun, masih sempat-sempatnya ngecek kamera aja nih orang. Oh, sempat. Waduh, overhit itu overhit, sumpah overhit. Overhit.
These eco rounds have just been so dangerous. I thought it was an absolute mad play to go for the defensive reclear there. Because again,
langsung nge-pick kayak gitu.
G2 should find it really difficult to get into sight. So why are you offering
Kenapa maksud gue?
fight right before they would be forced to exec? But in all of the chaos, they actually found enough kills. With the lower weaponry, and then the scramble from G2, I still think it was a good call to try to go B. They knew that both players were A, but they hit the alarm bot.
Baru dengar istilah overhit. Overhit tuh kayak gimana ya? Sebenarnya nggak perlu, tapi dipaksa nge-push gitu loh hitungannya. Kayak dia feeling good mungkin, tapi sebenarnya itu bukan keputusan yang terbaik sebenarnya.
Yeah, we said it. We saw it. Made manifest here. Time out for G2.
Karena saking feeling goodnya kan dia jadi pengen nge-pick mulu kan.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily the end of that round that they'll be discussing. It's their more general game plan. And I think the fact that Crew went for that re-clear is going to be a real thing.
Panasan, ya overhit kan panasan emang. Terlalu panas.
That could be good.
Ya tadi dia habis kamera ngetek langsung tiba-tiba nge-pick aja.
Did he save them in 1v1 situations earlier on today when they had a player advantage and almost threw it?
The Rhinoceros has been good for it.
Yeah. The Rhinoceros and the Electric Eel. What a duo. What a duo.
The don't think Kesnet's going to be happy with that nickname.
Membara abangku.
He's slippery enough. He can dodge a nickname.
Seno Hunter Knife itu laku juga ya, soalnya simple. Kalau lu nggak suka yang efek-efek, Seno Hunter kan termasuk yang paling bagus sebenarnya. Kalau yang nggak efek-efekan. Versi efeknya ya you can have login gitu, pisau login gitu. Sama yang Seno Hunter yang Zero Fang yang baru kan juga. Yang efek-efek tuh.
Maybe make things easier for Net or Trent to get a look. Honestly, no one reacted to that alarm bot going down.
Skin BP paling bagus yang mana? Sejauh ini menurut gue yang gue punya sih Velocity Karambit sih. Velocity Karambit. Terus skin BP terbaik gue.
He just is not scared.
Soalnya gue nggak punya Ruin Dagger. Gue nggak main di episode 1 soalnya. Dan kalaupun gue main di episode 1 kayaknya gue juga bukan orang yang bakal beli Battle Pass deh.
Yeah, that'll do it. Door's broken though. And here's Leaf comes knocking. Over the top now with a
Leaf farming kepala. Ya. Right clicknya tidak connect. Tapi ada Jonapi di sini, bro. Nice. Jonapi. Gokil.
Huge performance from Jonapi. Very reminiscent of what he put together on Sunset. He's top of the scoreboard for his squad. Just in front of Leaf, who's made a big
fully blind, man.
No, he was the only player that didn't get caught by the paranoia. We might catch it in the replay, but he bailed the rest of his team out. Look at him, swinging forward to cover for the other two, Valen and Trent, I think, who just got whacked by that paranoia.
Jadi ulti Viper-nya. Dia mau secure itu, secure point, match point soalnya.
It's been amazing today.
Mad consistency across all three maps. Kesnet has dropped 30 kills, by the way.
And he has Blade Storm staring into Jonah, who has Knife and an null command to take it away. I mean, Kesnet should not be able to make magic happen. And unfortunately, this looks like Kesnet's going to drop 30 in a loss again. I mean, it just looks brutal.
Heartbreak.
But the way that crew
harusnya sih ini menang G2 ya. Krunya aja lihat aja 3 Stinger, 1 Serif. Blade Storm sih. Actually masih bisa menang kalau Blade Stormnya connect banyak.
Do it again. Gotta do it again to stay in the series. Jump spot through mid, now walking the way through. Kesnet just jump spotting
Kuncinya di
from the
Kesnet.
well. See if he can spot a head or two, but it is smoked into the bottom of mid, denying that information. Lambo's still there. Look at that, dropping the wall timing in case there was somebody there.
Dia ulti. Pakainya. Ya ampun, tidak perlu pakai pisau ternyata, coy. Tembak through the smoke aja. Hoki berhadiah ya. Tembak-tembak berhadiah. Ya ampun. Jadi mahal.
It's going to take a miracle at this point, but that's what's been sailing crew through these rounds of the eco rounds. It's all go.
Ketahuan Net posisinya.
Counter spam in order. Net was attempted to make a go of it.
Wah.
And Trent falls on top of it.
Tuh, langsung crumbling sejak Cliff kena tembak through the smoke anjir.
It's just ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
Sejak itu langsung crumbling gitu.
The Kesnet had his knives ripped away. He just plucked somebody.
Nih, sejak ini nih.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And then this call, I think, is a mistake from Valen to decide to fight forwards. Valen and Jonah P had the spike between them as well, so that delayed the plan going down. And they ended up swinging into a
belum tentu.
Just put them in a disadvantaged situation.
Masih bisa full buy nih. Jadi apakah bisa diselesaikan sekarang? Bisa banget.
Hunter's Fury is a tool for Klaus here, but my God, battling their way back.
Draw it up in Epic Pen, one chance, chat.
One chance. Seconds. Dropping down here to flash Spad again. Leaf flies it up by his team.
Kena flash sendiri anjir. Padahal tuh getar aja tapi kena kepala aja RNG, bro.
There's no swing attempt back from G2. There's no coverage. Gonna P into the site. Out for May.
Waduh.
Where's he got that?
The timing.
spike is still planted though, but this is such an odd scenario. They are aware of this, surely. No, for B main, they don't know that
Tren sabar tren.
For Trent, I just think this is gonna be the play.
Jonapi. Let's go. Gak usah ote-ote, langsung selesai. Apa itu ote? Mending selesai. Digendong robot. Jonape. Gokil. Ada yang pakai hoodie 100 tip. Ya namanya juga DNA ya, di Amerika juga. Enggak tadi yang ngeri itu yang pas apa cyphernya udah kena di main. Untung tuh sabar tuh tadi tuh trennya juga. Kagak nge-push lagi. Pagi-pagi Litian Sintami, welcome sudah selesai tapi. Nanti kita lanjut lagi di jam 1 ya by the way ya guys ya. Kita lanjut nanti jam 1 Paperex Pasifik jam 1 ya. Gue mau makan dulu, mau mandi dulu. Istirahat bentar, habis itu PP lagi. Ike Penet sama kayak Guardian berarti apa itu? Yaudah guys, thank you ya guys ya. Thank you yang udah like, thank you yang udah bentar ini dulu. Thank you yang udah like, thank you yang udah jadi member tadi. Thank you yang udah nonton pagi-pagi. Let's go, nanti kita lanjut lagi siang. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you. Selamat beraktivitas dulu. Beraktivitaslah dulu buat puasin sebelum WP Paperex. Bye-bye.